We are live again. ASV Collectibles, Statue Chat, and Shenanigans, Part 6. And today, we don't have a full roster, but who needs a full roster anyways? We got the legend Lane in the house. Lane, thanks for showing up. We have our boy Marcos. He's everywhere all the time. Thank you, Marcos, for being here. And Alan Kiefer himself. Thank you, Alan, for tuning in again to ASV Collectibles. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of fun chat, a lot of emotions, especially from Mr. Marcos. I know he's itching to go at it from last night's Prime One little show they did. And we'll just kind of play it by ear. If the chat's there, then anybody in the chat can more than come in and say whatever they want to say, bring up whatever they want to bring. So Michael Reyes, thanks for tuning in. We got a lot Godlike tuning in as well. Let's put this right here. So the show last night, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with Marcos. I need to know what's going on, man.
Look, there are some good pieces like the Berserk piece, the 101 bust. I love that. Like I'm canceling another bust that had of guts, like because of that piece. So that's a for sure day one for me. Yeah, I love the other bust. It's probably gonna be a lot cheaper. So that's than the
that never hurts
piece. But
yeah,
that piece just has so much more with it. It has like the whole team with them, Serpico, all of them. So Casca, like kind of brain dead Casca, but it's just a really good piece. So I'm getting that for sure. I was just pissed that they teased pieces before the show that we thought we were going to see. And then they said, wait to the next show. I was like, dog, what the fuck? Like, that's the worst marketing of all time. Like, god damn, dude.
No, so, that would be in art studios. The worst marketing.
There we go. That's the only issue I had. Like, if they showed those pieces, I think it would have been a good show. Like, with them doing that, it feels like slimy. It feels gross to me. Like, getting people there for not those specific pieces, but, like, they promoted those pieces that they're going to show them. And 3 out of the 5 pieces they showed, or like they teased, 3 of the 5 I think are coming next show. So I don't know. That would have pissed me off. And I know some people were pissed off about it too. But overall, it was a decent show. Got some new IPs. That's always good to see from Prime One. So I don't know. I give it like a 5.2 out of 10. It was just very annoying that they did that. Other than that, it probably would have been like a 8.1 if they showed the pieces they said they were going to show. But the good thing is, though, the next show is supposed to go late October, early November. So it's not that far away, at least. So that's the good thing. But I just think it was a little slimy what they did right there. So that's just me. Anybody can have their own opinions, but that's me. And I still stick by my word about what I said last night. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll show a few of the pieces. I do want to go on there. There are a couple pieces that I actually liked and was interested in. And I kind of feel the same way. I was a little bit irritated by some of the stuff they did as well. So I didn't really appreciate that. Lane, what do you think?
Well, for the show watching last night, because I was actually in Prime One's chat, kind of switching back and forth with Godlike and their actual presentation. I can say there were a couple points. Some people, there was definitely in like the Prime One's chat, because there were a lot of people in there too.
Yeah.
There was definitely a reaction like, oh man, why is it really, why are we just seeing like 3 seconds of this, kind of disappointment. I think the biggest problem, it felt like it was so many pieces, which were literally just setting us up for, hey, here's something, here's 2 seconds, but this is for part 2. And they did it so many times where I felt like if they were, don't do this show unless, or maybe make it shorter, just make it an hour. And then, as like we discussed kind of backstage a little bit, there's other stuff upcoming for reveals, possibly for companies and stuff, which is a major trade and con and all that kind of stuff over there coming up. I would have said if they weren't going to have these things shown, and I know Marcos, it really bothered you that they teased it, but even if they did that, for any ones that they weren't going to be showing the full thing, they should have had those short teasers like at the end of the show. Like, Resident Evil 4. Or kind of switch it up, because they could have done some of those, because like I would have just said from the show we got last night, in the literally in kind of maybe in between, just for how long they spent on one of the pieces we're going to look at, the Ninja Scroll. You could have had a little bit of time there where you had a couple of the quick teases, Resident Evil 4, Prey, that kind of thing. Just, I think it would have been just show us that, just put the name of the movie or whatever, like the game kind of thing, like they did Resident Evil 4.
Right.
Just up that they're coming showcase too. That's going to get us excited. That's going to just have us. It's like we didn't see something like we almost, especially Prey, where we saw a little of it, and we know they have to have a prototype or something finished.
Something.
What they're going to be showing us. But if they just showed a little thing towards the end where it was showing like the old Predator song or just a thing coming up and then lighting up showing us the Prey movie thing, we're going to go coming volume, part 2. We're going to be like, oh man, when the hell is this coming? Like, right. I need to know when this part 2 is going to happen because I got to be there. Instead of just annoying how I think it's the method they went about it.
Yeah.
It was really annoying.
Yeah.
But there were good pieces too.
Yeah, Jimmy Godlikes, what's up, Jimmy? Thanks for tuning in. Prime One did the what did he say last year's event was also in segments. They did the same thing last year, so this was nothing.
Yeah,
I think he's right. The segments were split up last year. I thought it was going to be 3. I think it ended up being 2. But I don't know. I think this year kind of gave a worse taste in your mouth a little bit, maybe because of the way they went about certain things.
And no DC, not a lot, and that now. I understand they're not selling it in their Asia, so I know a lot. I know some people over in Asia who were super excited for some of the Anna pieces.
They were,
and,
yeah.
And I knew most of them,
stuff, yeah.
But who are big Saint Seiya fans.
Yeah, Saint Seiya, Guyver.
I've almost watched the entire thing. The Guyver, I'm interested in those.
Yeah, the Guyver, yeah. I mean,
but some of the stuff we're used to in the West also, we weren't seeing at least a couple drops or something like that or teases.
I mean, it's like Marcos. I know you were talking about it on Godlike, and you're like, I don't know any of this stuff. Like I've never watched it. Growing up in the 80s, we watched it. Like even in the 90s when I moved to Brazil for quite some time, they were playing Saint Seiya. They were playing Yu Yu.
Oh, geez, yeah, Saint Seiya. That's like every other part of the world is super popular.
Yeah, it's like so weird. Saint Seiya. I've seen almost like a bunch of like animes. I've seen so many in my life, and until I got to the collecting hobby, I never knew what Saint Seiya was. Like I didn't know anything about it. It was never talked about. But like every company has a Saint Seiya statue, so like it has to be very popular. So I don't know.
That thing out. That thing gets licensed out more. It just seems like WB license.
Literally every company basically has a Saint Seiya. I'm like,
they do.
Like I said, I knew nothing about it until collecting like statues.
So Alan, yourself, what's your opinion?
Well, I think they weren't ready with a lot of pieces, and part of that reason might still be waiting on final approval. From the heads, and I think they wanted to get their foot out there before Wonderfest with Queen and Infinity. Otherwise, they'd be coming in behind them based on timing. So I think they wanted to get something out in front of that. But in my opinion, I don't know. I think it created more negative hype than it did positive. They may have been better off to just wait and be able to show a full reveal instead of little snippets here and there, which I think kind of let a lot of people down. I mean, you can tell which pieces they spent like 15 minutes, 20 minutes on one little piece. And there were only a couple of those. And I'm like, okay, well, these are the only ones that were truly ready to go. I think they're probably still working on Prey. Maybe they're still trying to get final approvals. So maybe they weren't, ready to do a full reveal. So I'm cutting them some slack there. But the pieces that they did, I mean, the Guts Berserk bust, outstanding. The amount of creativity that went into that, I mean, that's just amazing. And today I saw a shot of the backside of that particular piece, and there's even Easter eggs things going on there that I wasn't even aware of. So that's just going to be an outstanding piece. Everybody's going to want that if they're a Berserk collector, I'm sure. The piece the piece they showed at the end kind of surprised me, and I'm not even familiar with that IP.
Oh, you're talking about Dragon Scroll or Ninja Scrolls?
Ninja Scroll. Okay. I'm not even an anime collector. I didn't even know who those characters were, but the piece was amazing.
Yeah, that you got to watch it, Alan. Ninja Scrolls, man, it's such a good anime. Since we were talking about the bust right there, I got it on screen. I agree, man. I freaking love this thing. And normally I don't do bust and stuff, but this thing really caught my attention for sure. I mean,
this is a whole story.
Right. And that's I think that's what I love about this piece is that you get Griffith, you get Guts, and you get his crew plus Guts, and this is quarter scale. I'm assuming all these characters are quarter scale.
I would say probably 6, maybe. I would say most likely 6.
I don't know. I don't know. Guts looks kind of big.
It's a 1-to-1.
Yeah, he's 1-to-1.
I mean, this is like a double bust though, because you got the Berserk
you got
armor,
Griffin.
and you got Femto on the side.
Yeah. Well, I think it's when you zoom into it, it's actually Griffin. It's not really the Femto face.
Yeah,
he's got the helmet, and he's got the regular wings, not the bat wings, or
the black eagle look.
Yeah. So I think it's just Griffin. I didn't see anything, like a back shot of it. Sorry, there it is. See, so that's
there you go.
See, so it's not the Femto face because he's got the hair and everything on there.
That's
he's got the wings.
Yeah, that's him as the eagle, like his eagle of light. How everybody else sees him.
I just love what they're doing with this whole the legacy art line they're doing. They're doing great stuff. Obviously, the Guts Casca, 1/4 Tayo. They have that. Obviously, they showed the Femto piece as well when him blossoming into Femto. They're just doing a really you can tell they're really taking their time on these pieces, and it shows because they look amazing.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Like I said, normally I don't do bust. Like down here, I got my 1/3. I got my quarter scales up here. But I've always wanted to collect Berserk, but it's just there's so many, right? And so many good options. And I like the fact that he just put like everything in one, because if you looked at those renders I just put up here, I mean, Casca, I mean, look at the detail in that, right? Yeah. And that's not even completely rendered. That's just kind of an example of what it potentially can look like.
Made to show the little sprite too,
right? Let's see.
It's I can't wait to see that thing fully colored.
Yeah, this is there it is. That's the back of it, right? That's what you're talking about, Alan?
Yeah, it's not up.
It's not up.
It's not up. Let's see. Let me go back. Right there.
Yes.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah. So it's I just love all the dynamics they did on it with this particular bust. The only thing that would really suck is because the back is so amazing just as much as the front. It's like, how do you display it? You got to put it on a Lazy Susan and just kind of turn it somewhere in the middle of something, because for it to just face the back of the display would kind of suck.
Yeah, got to have a little turntable Lazy Susan.
Yeah. And for something that big, I mean, I got a 24-inch diameter Lazy Susan somewhere around here. Hopefully that would fit it, and I would probably just keep it on there full time. And then when I have guests,
I just look at this thing and I can just hear playing in my head Susumu Hirawa's, or no, I probably said his name wrong there, Forces song, like playing in my head right now as I see this. That's always the first song I think of.
Yeah. This reminds me of what Ant's doing with his PCS bus right now, but a little bit better, honestly, from the concept of this one. So,
that one I don't like. That piece has got to be at least 4K. Given it's going to have the Prime 1 tax associated.
I'll say,
for sure.
I would say the lowest probably 32. 32.
I think there's no chance. I think it's gonna be 4K, man. Now maybe the one thing, because it doesn't have an actor's likeness attached to it, might help lower it a little bit, so it's not as silly as some of those can turn out to be and stuff. I mean, but it's not going to be as expensive as, like, say, that deluxe bust of Natiri from Way of Water.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but that's full silicone, glass eyes, and all of that stuff. I think this piece is going to come priced somewhere between 3 and 35.
Yeah, I think
That'd be my guess.
Hey, Atticus, thanks for joining.
Atticus. No, for sure. I think that's around the price range. And then obviously, if you get from Prime 1, the shipping's going to be 1,000. Not really, but probably, 600, you know. Ugh. But,
Well, it's going to be at least 2 big boxes.
Yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
If that's 1/4 characters, that's probably a 3-boxer. If that's 1/4 characters.
Yeah,
Well,
if they place it incorrectly, probably, yeah, you might be right. 3 boxes, yeah. I hope it is. I honestly hope it is. It would be, to me, it'd be the grail of Berserk busts. Like, I don't think they could make anything ever better than what they're doing right here.
The Berserk bust I have on pre-order already. It's great, dude. The Guts one, like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
This one just completely blows out the water, like, easily.
And that's the problem too, right? They showcase something like this, and then you're like, okay, I'm canceling that pre-order and putting that over this way, and let's just juggle this around. I feel that the show, and just kind of going back on the show itself, was, I think this time around it was catered for, the Asians and Japan and stuff. Most of everything they did showcase was anime stuff, right?
Anime game.
Anime and game, which is mainly, Japan, right? The Street Fighter, they did the Street Fighter. That's, Street Fighter.
Elden Ring's more Western, I guess you could say, but they barely showed any of that too. So
yeah,
I mean, that's
really...
still in quote development. So
yeah,
but they said that may not even be real. They may not even be ready by the next showcase.
Dude, they said that like 4 showcases ago that, hey, Elden Ring coming soon in development. And they still haven't really shown much.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of happy that they're progressing. And then we talked about this before about the line. It's like, let's continue a line. I said that when we were on Jimmy's on Godlike about Weta. I wanted Weta to continue, continue their lines, right? Because they were doing good pieces. So I do like that they're, talking about Bloodborne, because I really like that, Demon Souls, stuff like that, Dark Souls.
Yeah, the original Hunter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elden Ring. So if they continue these lines, I think they can.
Dude, I love seeing the Persona 5 piece, dude. Like the Queen. I love
that. I never played Persona.
Yeah, it's a crazy game. It's completely different from a lot of other games.
Yeah,
it's really good though. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And they did that Joker piece, and that was it. And it's been, I think, 4 years since that came out. So it's been a long time. Think about it, probably 5 years since it was pre-order.
Yeah, the first Joker piece.
Yeah, and now they're continuing in line. So I hope it does well. I hope that Joker piece did well, chat. I don't know, but it's a great game. I hope people buy that stuff though. It was kind of weird. The piece looks great with the bike, but I'm surprised with the Queen as the next character. So
I figured they were going to do Anne. Probably.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anne, yeah.
She's kind of the main, most popular female character.
She can do Anne. What's her name? The cat. Break it down.
The cat. She's a Catwoman analog.
But the piece looks fucking great though. The bike makes it so much better. Like having a bike on a piece just makes everything look better. Let's be real. Like honestly, look at Alan's collection. Like those pieces of the bikes. Like, looks fucking dope. They always look good.
I mean, you never know. Alan might have that bike below Ghost Rider. Just take the lead out of there.
No.
Alan's like, not Persona.
No, but I'm just like you said. I was just going piggyback here on what you're saying. Well, like they're kind of completing line. I'm not completing, but continuing lines at least, and it gives hope to collectors. So
it's I think marketing wise, it's a good thing. It's obviously they have to keep making what sells. And I know we talk about this a lot in the past. It's like another Batman, another Superman, another this, another, but people keep buying it. So why would they not continue? And then when you do want something different, and which we're gonna get according to their teasers online, let's see how well it sells, because they teased the Riddler, and I know a lot of people want the Riddler. Mm-hmm. So people have been asking, so looks like they're gonna showcase it. Hopefully this next time around.
If it doesn't, then that shows how popular the Riddler is. So it just sucks.
Yeah. Well, no, that just shows that most collectors probably don't know what they're talking about, because they want these things, and then they don't end up POing it. It's like, well, you asked and we gave it to you, and now you don't want to buy it. So
it has to be good. Dude, that's another thing. It has to be good. That's another thing I do get annoyed with companies. Yeah, because I've seen some pieces like that come out and like, well, we finally had this piece, and I'm like, well, it's not that good either. So like, what the fuck, like, So.
Yeah. No, I agree with that too. A good art will sell. It doesn't matter. I mean, Alan's gonna buy some stuff here that it's fantastic art, so he's
well,
gonna buy it,
I
but it's
just-
probably not part of his collection. What was that? The one we saw from oh my god, that video game, Alan, that you said you want to pick up with the girl with the elf ears that's glowing. It's all silicone. I can't take
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Valera Sanguina.
There you go, Valera.
Is that-
Even
I
I,
thought I
even
should-
I wanted to PO that, and I
Yeah.
don't even know who she is.
I'm playing World of Warcraft again on a weekly basis after 2.5
I didn't know who she was either. All I know is a beautiful piece of art when I see it.
Right.
And if it's
The glowing daggers, man, and stuff.
that thing spoke to me as soon as I saw it. I'm like, wow, this
Yeah,
is gorgeous.
Especially
I
when
the
it
way that-
lit up. When it lit up, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, it's even
Yeah.
better lit up, you know?
Yeah, the portrait was really well executed and everything, and I plan on putting it next to the Near Automata 1/3
Yeah.
from Prime One.
Yeah.
And I just saw, actually I was flipping through Facebook and I saw that from Prime One. Somebody had it out in the wild, and I was like, I see why Alan PO'd it. That thing is freaking fire. I was like, oh my god, that is so
Yeah.
good.
And
Dude, that dial they did a while back is great from Near
Yeah.
Automata.
Yeah,
And
I
like-
just like her by herself. The dial's
sure.
good. I agree. You know, I had the other two characters, but her by herself and the way they did
Yeah,
it
her
with the
great.
base and the way it was pretty much condensed, so real estate wise, it won't take too much. I
Although,
was like, that was perfection. To me, that was
Yeah.
perfection.
Great.
Good call,
and,
Alan.
and Alan, I can tell you actually from having played the game, knowing the art, and she's not a super important character in the lore of 20-year almost lore of World of Warcraft, but
Different
that
character.
look and style, yeah,
I'm sorry.
that look and style to the statue, they nailed her look. Now, obviously, it's evolved mostly from art because of
Right.
just the old
20
graphics
years,
and
yeah.
stuff, but her
Um,
look, they absolutely nailed her look from the games completely
Nice.
with that, with a little bit more
Yeah.
detail.
Well, people were clamoring for something new from DC. So Prime One came out and did the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Awesome piece, low edition size, and then it's sad, and it's sad, and it's sad, and no one PO'd it. And then everybody's clamoring for, we need the poison ivy from the Arkham or whatever it was.
Right. The Arkham.
Okay, and then finally Prime One said, after 2 years, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. And then it sits there, and it sits there, and it sits there, and no one POs it. And I'm like, if I was Prime One, I would stop listening to what people want. Just do what you want to do.
Yep.
Because, everybody says they want it until it's time to PO it, and then everybody their wallets get tight and they don't do it.
Here's
I
my
will say this about hold up. I will say this about that poison ivy. That piece came out at the worst time. There's like 4 poison ivies
Yeah.
in here, dude. Literally, I'm like, what are they doing? This is like the worst year to put out another poison ivy.
I don't put that on fans for that poison ivy
Yeah.
at all.
But here's my opinion on that, Alan, based off what you're saying and what's happening right now. I think that only happens in the Western market, right? Because if you look at the items, they're Western items. So I think that's why they marketed more for the East Asias and China, Japan, Korea, all those people out there that are bigger fans of, like the 80s manga boom, 90s anime boom, stuff like, because it started off over there and it transitioned this way. So I think that's why they're pushing more towards that demographics than us, because we've shown history of saying, yeah, oh, sorry, inflation, my wallet, I can't. And then it just sits there. And then they got to try to do their sales and try to get rid of it. So then they drop the price, it looks good, and then they up the shipping because they got to make up that money. So the shipping's more than it used to be. So my Superman Hush down here, it came in 2 large boxes. I got lucky at that time. It cost me $190 to ship it at the time. So my Wonder Woman down here in the corner right there, she was $85 to ship. And like not 6 months after, because of COVID and stuff, these things tripled in shipping costs. People were like backing out of their orders. So now the shipping just kind of stays that way. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing to make up losses. And if you go on the Prime One right now and you look at their sales, they got a lot of pieces on there, a lot of pieces, but it's just not pushing. It's just not pushing.
Fortunately, there's a lot of pieces everywhere on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I that's just kind of how I feel how the market's going on, and that's why they showcased.
I will say this though. I think DC, it should sell better and
Updated.
people need to buy more. But if you look at that Superman Hush 1/4, it sold out within a week. So like if you put out a good piece, and that people want, it's gonna sell. It just you have to get the right pieces, and you have to get the right sculpt and get the right art, right?
And timing.
Yeah, and timing for sure. That's like I said, that the Poison Ivy for sure. The Court of Owls piece, that Alan, that one people bullshitted about 100%.
Was that the Talon you were talking about, Alan?
Yes, the
Yeah, the
Talon.
Talon.
Okay, the
Yeah.
third scale Talon. Okay.
Yeah, and then but
I was confused there for a second. Court of
so
Owls.
the
What?
the Poison Ivy
It looked
art,
like an owl.
that is 100% on just oversaturation of 1/4,
That
1/3.
their other one they just had finally getting these collector's hands, the Poison
Yeah.
Ivy. I mean, they 2 versions of.
Yeah. So
Poison
there's
Ivy. They literally just got that one in
there's
hands.
3 versions of Sideshow Poison Ivies this past past year. There was another 1/3 skin tone Poison Ivy, and then 1/4 the leaf Poison Ivy, all in the same year. That's so fucking much, man. Like one character, like she looks good and everything. She ain't that important. Let's be real. So
don't forget. Also, I think during that time there were 2 or 3 custom groups doing Poison Ivies as well.
Yeah.
So you got like 6, 7 Poison Ivies in 1 year, and you're like, okay, who's doing it better?
And that one was a specific version of her,
right?
Not where the others were kind of more
artist interpretations.
Artist interpretation or whatever. And I think she was facing that because she's also a little bit older sculpt too. But you know, I don't. That's why I'm not crushing them completely for DC. But at the same time, I would say, yeah, they didn't show it in DC. But how much DC other stuff have we had just in the last year? Where it's like, it's not like, I know if you're tired of Batman, there is some but not even a billion Batman. You had like the new 52 Batman. Just within the last 4 months.
Yeah, Zombie Batman too.
Yep.
Yeah. But so there have been some various different ones that you can look at, but it's not like, or you had the several throne of villains and stuff. So it's not like, oh my God, we didn't have one from this thing. It's like, bro, just go back the last like 4 or 5 months. There's still multiple of really good looking DC pieces. You can get pre-order one of those if you think you're interested. But they're still not maybe going to come for a year before they're in your hands. So it's not
it'll be quite some time. Yeah, it'll be quite some time. I
even
think
if they were up for a few months.
Yeah.
I feel, and I mean, you guys can, quote me on this or whatnot. I feel that it's probably a good time for collectors to just PO stuff, because with all the license groups right now, it's taking so long that you'll be able to save up your money until there will be no excuse not to be able to, cover the cost of these things, right? Because if it's going to be $2,000 plus shipping, let's say in your head you're like, I think it'll be $2,000. Well, if you PO now, you just keep saving up every month, because it'll probably take 3 years before it even ships something.
That's
right.
true.
And I know Prime One's been putting dates on POs, but there's no dates on completion, right? Because if they got 100 pieces in a couple of factories, it's going to take a very long time, because factories have other clients. It's not just Prime One.
And they seem to do them in batches. So I mean, this is
right. And let's think about it. The ESs that they do are 250 and above. I can't remember the last time they did like a 1,500 or 2,000, but it's usually 250 and up. And so you think about it, if you have 2,000 ESs, but you have other projects that have almost equal or a little less, that's a lot of factory time. So it's going to be a while. It's going to be like Sumi art. You're going to wait 3 to 4 years.
But hey, man, I'm sitting here wondering what's going on with, I can name for one of the ones that because I got 4 statues on order. So I'm like the Super Smallville on here. And most of them I've had for a bit now. I think the most recent was Harley Who Laughs. I waited like 6 months or something.
Right.
And finally pulled the trigger on that, I think like 2 or 3 months ago. But I'm wondering what is going on with my Sinestro. I know Gemmin and at least one other guy I saw got theirs in. It's going on a year now.
Did they get theirs in, or they got a copy of the proto?
Yeah,
well,
I've
because usually they'll do like 5 protos and like 10 APs. So maybe because they're really high in the community.
Well, I know probably the reason mine is because the version I got was the regular edition, which only had a production run of 30. So I would not be surprised if none of those have been done yet, just because it was such a small number and everything. But
who did you order from, Lane?
Secret Compass. They were literally the only place that had any left in stock listed. You could still pre-order
Yeah.
by the time, because I waited like a year.
It could be also, they might be one of the last ones on the
Yep. For the
totem
batch.
pole
Yeah.
Mhm.
to get.
But
to
I
get
expect
everything.
I haven't seen any other people get them or posted them up. Like it's just I've seen no one. I've seen one listed up for sale.
So
Like-
what I think they need to do, like XM, Prime One, Queen Studios, all those big names, they should have a dedicated page on their website updating everything all the time, each piece. I know Tsumi Art was doing it for a while, but I haven't been on their page in quite
No,
some
they don't
time.
do that. What they do, they they
Put
kind
a
of do.
date. Yeah, they got like a little template and it has dates
But
and potentials
It's
and
pretty
stuff.
shit though, because like it'll say coming out quarter 4, then the next year it's like next quarter 4. So, but at least
Yeah,
they try.
yeah. So they're putting something up, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like update the people that are sending you all these NRDs, because if you got 100,000 people sending you NRDs at 300 to 500, you should have enough profit to get the damn thing done.
Yeah.
Or at least update us. It's going to factory, or we're 3D cutting and keying right now. Something like give us something that we
So
PO. That's why I personally have not PO'd anything from Prime One since Batman 1000. That was the last one I PO'd from Prime One because of all this mess that's been going on. So normally I just buy it off the third market or someone local here in Northern California or even Southern California. I'll be like, oh, you got that piece? Sure, I'll buy it. Even at retail, I don't care if I want it. I'm gonna get it because the reliability with the license companies, at least the big ones, it's not there because they're not informing us of anything. And I think that's my biggest problem, and that's why I haven't pushed the button, because I've been wanting to. So, which brings me to lately I've been talking to our good friend Todd Johnson from Spec Fiction. So I'm pretty much, from what I'm hearing from him, saying is the reliability is going to be really good on his part. Not that it isn't. And we should, at least here in California, we'll be getting our pieces here soon. So if you're in this area, you might get your stuff a little bit faster with Spec Fishing. So shout out to Todd, and the good conversation he's been giving me. So really appreciate even taking the time to talk to me, because I'm about 4 hours away. Because if he doesn't answer my message, I'll drive over there and knock on his door. I don't care.
No, well, that's a good idea, because like I bought this like custom workout gear that has like it's Deadpool inspired from this company. They're a pretty big one, but they have updates on each level of what they're doing. Like, hey,
Right.
Prototype stage, we're at this stage, we're at the sewing and stitch phase, we're at packaging phase.
Exactly.
Like, so that's, but obviously smaller projects, like they're not a huge company. I get where that can get tricky with a big company like Prime One, but like, man, that'd be a great idea if they dedicated a team to like, hey, look, we're finally finished our prototype.
Look, you don't even need a team. You just need one admin, right?
True.
And that admin gets emails from each department and be like, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. And that admin goes on the webpage and does his or her thing and puts it on there. It's not that big of a deal, because your updates aren't going to be every week.
Yeah.
Maybe with all the pieces, it might be every week, but I doubt it. So your admin only has to do it maybe once a month.
So,
okay.
Sume does it like every 4 or 5 months, like their little updates.
Yeah, because
even if it's once every couple of months, just so we kind of have some idea what the heck is going on. Like the biggest problem is, no matter where you get it, if you directly do it through one of the company's orders, or you do it with one of the retailers, or you do it through Sideshow or whatever, is that for these statue pieces, and I'm not even just including like we're talking about, this is even for Sideshow, where you're being asked to commit to a $750 piece. That's a super expensive piece.
Yes.
Where they're asking you, like, do you put something on payment plan? So they're asking to spend $100 a month or whatever.
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
When
Thanks
you
for
don't
joining.
know when it's necessarily going to come. Is that just giving where you might be asking this to give a down payment of somewhere between $75 and $300. And I know some people might say $75, but I'm like, hey guys, that's a lot of money for some people. It doesn't, the statue collectors. That's a lot of money on your initial investment.
Yes.
You're being able to manage, which if you cancel, you might go for wherever you pre-order it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, being able to be informed. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying though, but I mean, when you do that, like I have eaten within the last year and a half.
Oh yeah.
The cancellation. So, and I'm not afraid to do it. I just understand. If it was like a year ago, I did it. I understand. I don't even really think about that. I'm like, that $300 I definitely would not have had that, no matter
Right.
what. I'm not crazy enough, but when you're putting that kind of between that kind of a minimum 75 to $100 minimum down towards something, you want to have some information.
Here's my opinion. Don't put down an NRD on an amount you're not comfortable with. Just don't do it. Okay. 100, 150 bucks. What was that Hush quarter scale? 150? That's I think that was the NRD for that Hush. 150. Okay. Go recycle some cans. Go recycle some bottles. Go wash some cars. I mean, 150 is not really hard to pick up.
Dump some sperm, give it a little facility.
$50 a pop, man. You got a bunch of children out there, but $50 a pop.
World, baby, for statues.
Now you're giving Alan ideas. He's like, "Oh, I know where to go now."
Well, I was like, Marcos for this great idea for NRDs now.
Hey, man, don't be saying that. I mean, not just there's some figures, man. I don't know. You guys saw those Kojin figures where it was like $1,800 and you were putting down $300.
Yeah, but
for some action figures, my friend. So $1,000.
Yeah,
right.
I know. I'm just saying, but there are a lot of different things you can be putting in ridiculous NRD.
Yeah, I mean, but still, it's like don't put an NRD down that you're not comfortable with. If you know you're gonna get, let's say, that guts bust with femto, that amazing piece, and it's gonna be $4
like
grand, not shipped. $4 grand, not shipped. What's the NRD gonna be? 600, 800?
You better be willing to lose it.
You better be willing to lose it. Don't put it down. You better be dedicated for sure, because if
I'm dedicated.
Well, I mean, you'll buy a $9,000 1-to-1 scale Deadpool. Not most people do that. But
I think it's 13 to 14,000, dude. Like, fuck me, man.
Well, Marcos and Insanity go together hand in hand anyway. So I mean, it's not like there's anything we didn't already know.
Why did I get into this? It makes zero sense.
So the only thing is, I haven't really heard Alan rant a little. We need to hear Alan rant a little bit.
I don't trust me. If there was something worthy of a rant, I would be the first one with my yap open.
Oh, but, dude, Alan rants are hilarious.
So far tonight, nothing really worth ranting about.
For sure. But but back to the Prime One show. Yeah, it was kind of
Will, if you got a second, could you pull up that Prime One Transformer piece? That 5 foot long.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was going to ask about that too.
Yeah, I was gonna pull that up. I got something else up here, but let me scroll down because I'm on their page. So let me just pull it up because I did want to talk about that piece and the insanity of this piece. So here it is.
Hey man, they had the balls to put it up and actually make a full production prototype.
Can you imagine this?
That's amazing. It's got to be at least 5 feet across.
Look, here's one or two things. That's really big, or that lady's a small person.
She's a little bit of both, but
she's like 2'5".
It doesn't matter. It's still like 2.5 of her.
It is.
She's probably about 3 or 4 feet behind that statue. She's not right up to it.
No, she's not.
Conspiracy theory, huh?
Yeah, but it's a big piece.
It is a massive piece, and the only people in my brain right now that I know of that would pick something up like that is art statue collector. Yeah. Those guys that have that real estate.
Dr. Mike.
Yeah, Dr. Mike.
Maybe even our good friend here, Todd Johnson, over in his he's gonna have his opening, and we're just waiting on when his opening will show up.
Oh, by the way, there's switch outs with this too, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, like all the weapons. You see all the freaking weapons?
You're like, what the fuck, man?
Holy crap.
Does this feel like I kind of go with this piece? I'm like, there just needs to be one. There shouldn't be like
a
regular edition and then a deluxe or something like that.
If I was going to grab one Transformer piece from the Bay universe, this would be the one I think I would grab.
It's cool, man. There's
it's very cool.
Do you think this would fit in your cabinets?
I don't know. Lengthwise, it would. I'm concerned about the depth.
Yeah,
but it's definitely got presence.
I would just like to be able to have I just like to be able to have a camera set up so we could pop in when Alan would be trying to put it together, like just as like recorded things.
Alan
how
would
many
throw
total
so
hours.
many things. His house would be just a mess, just throwing stuff, everything.
Well, guys, I don't know if you saw, just to put in context, a piece that's similar, not quite as big as this, but definitely is in the ballpark. That Power Master Optimus Prime. People just started to get.
Yeah.
I saw somebody over in Asia who like laid it out and took a picture of all the different pieces. I think it was like 150 or more pieces or something. Some looked like they were like this big.
Yeah, and here's the worst
and that
part.
thing is got to be that thing is in this ballpark for size too.
Here's the worst part about that. Imagine doing a live stream on that thing.
No.
And trying to read Prime One's map.
Oh yeah,
like the map is.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
My Nightwing piece, the instructions for the Nightwing piece are kind of confusing. It's a simple piece. Like, what are they trying to tell me right here?
Well,
look,
you guys
look at these swap outs.
Yeah, these
Holy
guys
crap.
know.
Not only that, it's the weight. This is going to be at least 300 pounds, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
God,
for sure. You got 5 boxes.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's more. Look at freaking Maestro from XM. That thing was like 250
Guys,
pounds.
let's be real though. How many pedestals do you think this is? 4 pedestals, maybe?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to build a custom.
I actually see. The funny thing is, I don't know about width wise, but I have a place where I can actually. I can think of right now where I can actually.
Lane, you're not doing it. You're not doing it, Lane. Stop buying.
Oh, there's no chance that I would buy this.
Stop buying us, Lane.
No. I actually know a place. I have a place where I can stick it. But I would never buy this. But
do you think
PJ, what's up, man? Thanks for joining.
I have a surface that's about 6 feet long that can fit this.
Did I miss Marco's sideshow trailer rant?
Was there a sideshow trailer that I got a rant about? I do, and that's why I haven't been in a relationship in like a year and a half. So
that's why we needed before we started. We need a cut of like Marcos, like when he was grabbing his head and like when some people were talking, that cut as the lead in and stuff like that at the end of the countdown. It's like and that would have got people.
I remember put it. It was so funny because I see like was Jimmy like all hyped like, oh pray. He's like a wild beast like and then it just shows next show I see Jimmy just go like this. Oh no! I was like, dude, no way they just did that. And it was a tough night for
that was hilarious.
I love practicing though, but like I don't know, that was done with the ranting, but that was very disappointing.
So Alan, you're really considering this piece, or you're just just amazed by it?
No, I'm not considering this at all. I'm just amazed that Prime One would tackle something like this.
For sure.
And do such a great job with it. I mean, there are collectors out there that are going to scramble to get this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look, our good friend that's on here, Michael, right? I was at his house. He got the Jetwing, and that thing it's massive. Like I got a picture next to it. It's so tall and wide. It's probably not as wide as this one, but I think it's going to be taller for sure. And he doesn't have a museum area or a display area for that. He's got a spot and he's got it displayed very well, but we don't have mansions out here, at least not for us.
Hey, hold on. So we talked about the price of the Berserk 1-to-1 bust. What do you guys think the price is for this?
Well, I'm just going to say this. That's what I was going to mention. Okay, so Power Master Optimus Prime, which is in the ballpark for this size, which was announced is now coming out, was announced like a year and something or more ago, was over $4,500. This thing's got to be at least $6,000 for how big it is.
I'm gonna guess they come in around. I think it's going to come in around 56, 5,700 easily.
Oh,
well,
gosh.
I mean, let's count the shipping. Let's count the shipping.
No, yeah, without the ship. I mean, look at what they charged. Okay, for the Prime One City Hunter Predator, the version with all the skulls.
Okay, right.
$5,600.
Yep.
Before shipping. So I'm guessing this thing we're looking at, that Transformer piece, it's probably going to be over $6,000.
Yeah.
6 was 1,500 shipping because it's 5 boxes. You know, I think Ryan's gonna hit it on the nail there.
Yep. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with
But
the
hey-
5 boxes, but depends on the size of the boxes because nowadays one box is like $400. So you got 5 of them.
All we can say is for how big this piece is, let's not forget there are collectors out there who was it Queen, I think, put out not too long, like last year or maybe earlier this year, that giant, like 8.5 foot tall Optimus Prime from Rise of the Beast.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I saw
300
that.
statue. So I mean, this thing is big, but it's not even
Not
in
as
that
big as that, no.
category.
No,
Right. No, it's for a specific collector. Let's face it. It's not for the everyday.
Yes.
What do you think
Collector.
would probably end up for that piece? What do you guys estimate would be a ES for it?
oh
100?
man, maybe 200. I don't think it's gonna be a
I say
lot.
150
I
at
think.
most.
Yeah,
Well, first of all, I think that they're going to put it out to be determined as
Yes.
far as the quantity, and then they'll wait and see over a 2 to 3 month period of time how many POs they get, and they'll base their final edition size on how much interest there was initially.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Well,
it'll
if they
happen.
get- If they get 20 or 30 people that PO over a 3 month period of time, then you're going to see an edition size of maybe 100,
Yeah.
Yeah,
150 tops.
yeah,
No,
because
if you
they're only a specific transformer group that pick up
Yeah.
every single massive robot there is out there,
And,
right?
and
So
there's been a lot of Optimus Primes too, of varying sizes
Yes.
and
Yes.
otherwise.
It's the
So-
Batman of the Transformers for sure.
yeah, FBJ got a point. You know, Square Inc.'s Final Fantasy piece that
That
was
was
smaller than
ridiculous.
this, and it was 14K.
Well, that was ridiculous. 14.
Yeah, that was, even the creators
Bro,
like
I watched that. I watched that thing get put together. Like the assembly thing for that thing was ridiculous. It was like 30-something minutes long. It was
dude.
so
I
many
just remember
pieces.
the artist they brought on the Prime showcase.
Yeah, the showcase. Yeah,
Yeah.
He said after the show's like on Twitter's like, what the fuck is this price? Basically, like, what the hell, dude? Like, I was like, I did not sign off on that. Like, that piece was a small car. Like, you could buy a car, a legit car,
Yeah.
used car.
Oh,
for that.
yeah.
Oh yeah. You can get yourself a nice little
And-
Hyundai or Kia.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a good statue, great statue. Was it worth
The
fucking?
film just says scale.
Fuck
No,
no.
it wasn't worth that.
No,
Yeah.
fuck no.
No.
And then I heard it was strictly because of Square Enix. Like they made it like.
Oh yeah, that's totally them because they overcharged until they started losing money on Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Well,
Yeah, in the last year.
Even those near automata, the dioramas that they did a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
and this new one, the third scale, those are way overpriced for what they are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they are beautiful pieces of art.
Yeah.
So yeah, depends on how much you're willing to.
15K. I mean,
Man, I would like if they did. I mean, bro, man, if they did like a third scale, like individual some of the Final Fantasy VII characters, I
Oh,
would
for
hate
sure.
to see. I would hate to think, or even just quarter scale, how expensive those would be. Like we go like quarter scale, $1,350 or $1,400 for
Yeah.
deluxe bonus version. I was like, oh my god, if that was Cloud Stripe and Sephiroth, that's gonna be like $1,650 or $1,700 for one of those. But they're gonna sell it if they're gonna sell 500 of those, even
Right.
with the kind of done because the hardcore collectors will buy them. But I
Right.
mean, those would be even more expensive than something.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if they could pull that and do some 1/3 Final Fantasy VII characters. I mean, you see Tifa all day, every day.
Yeah.
I think SDZ did their 1/3.
One half. There's
No, it was a 1/3 scale where let's just say you could do whatever you want with it.
whoa. PG,
But
man.
the portrait is actually on point. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah,
it's all
it's-
silicone, it's all that good stuff, right? And that was their first character near Automata. I think B2 is the second character they've done so far, but I think they're the only ones tackling the 1/3 like that I know of. But yeah, it would be nice if Prime 1 can really knock out like Tifa and some of the other characters, and just like do the line. Like let's get the whole group in 1/3, just like they did B2. It'd be freaking amazing. But
you mean 2B?
2B, yeah, I'm sorry, dyslexic backwards. 2B, yeah. So I mean, it would be very, very epic. But let's talk about this piece here for a second because I've been itching at it, and it's something that I can afford, and I think everybody could have. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. Was the Ninja Scroll?
Ooh,
Okay. For those of you, and I know, Alan, you haven't watched it. I think you need to get on there. Go on Amazon or wherever. Type in Ninja Scroll.
Well,
Not
actually,
the series.
Jimmy is sending me a DVD or
Yeah, he
whatever.
is.
Yeah. You gotta. It's so good, Alan.
It may be the greatest ninja movie ever made.
The TV series wasn't as good, but the movie was fantastic. Like I got a button. Let me see if I can zoom in on
It's a
that.
good 8.5 out of 10. It's a really classic anime for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
for sure.
nostalgic. It's a good one.
It is literally maybe the greatest ninja movie ever made.
For sure.
No.
I think so.
No, it's good. It's good. Not the greatest.
I think.
Why were you going to say Pray for Death is better than this? I mean, or Enter the Ninja with
no
from back from what the late 70s or early 80s by Golden Globus, where we had Franco Nero playing a ninja.
I love this piece right here. I mean, they did such a good job, at least from this render we're seeing, of The Rock and his body and just all the cracks and details. Cool. Even when he loses that eye right there, and they got a separate portrait. Look, dude, this thing is looking so freaking good, man. At least from what I'm seeing right now. And Prime 1 really does knock out the anime stuff. I'm not going to hate them on that.
Yeah. I will say this piece. I have the piece too. It reminds me very much of the Rurouni Kenshin Dio I have from Figurama, but bigger, obviously, because it's 1/4 compared to 1/6. So great piece, man. Looks awesome. I love it.
And typically, I don't do dynamic pieces like this, but I'm really itching at that, man.
Yeah.
No, it looks fucking dope, man. Like how the characters are, obviously, like how it looks. It has some light up features too.
Yeah, look at that, man.
That's the portrait I like.
No spoilers, but it's a great fight, and it's pretty one way. I'll say that, which I love.
And I know, I know that The Rock, the character, he his portrait swaps out. I think he's got 2 or 3. Because he's got
a normal one, and then the bleeding eye one, I think.
Yeah. But I thought he had another portrait. I thought I saw a 3rd portrait, but this thing,
Prime 1 is doing great smoke. Like the smoke looks amazing. It's the same as that smoke I have on my Batman Beyond piece from them. It looks very good in person. So
I don't.
And they might be doing more of these guys too. The other of the 8 devils of Kimon.
Yeah,
that would be epic. Like him battling.
This guy isn't. Testai isn't even my favorite. Like Testai is not even my favorite.
One. He's absolutely the weakest one for sure.
He's not even my favorite fight in the show. My favorite fight is against. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was the blind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Devil.
It's
that was my favorite guy. My production sales from that movie, they were so expensive, it was insane.
But I remember this. The meme about this movie is like you went to like Blockbuster and you got this movie and it had like a sex scene. Like it was like everybody's first sex scene when they're like a kid. That's like the meme of this movie is like it was like rated. It was like PG-13, but still had a sex scene somehow in it. Because back then it was weird with how they did ratings, so it was like everybody's first sex scene in a movie. That's the meme about it. But it's a good movie though. It's a good movie.
I like how it looks like the sword cut through the base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it looks like there's some kind of effect or something. Prime 1 just really did a great job with this.
Amazing job.
And Alan, the thing is, Alan, the evil ninjas in this get more crazy.
They were
like Testai just the first. There are some I'm not going to say all of them are as cool looking as Testai. Like Testai is just the kind of the wet the plate. The main bad guy. The main bad guy Genma. Like he's my favorite character. He's got such an awesome design. Yeah. Unfortunately, the artist reused it for that anime like Highlander movie.
Yeah.
That came out in the early 2000s. Like literally, you look at those guys, you're like, is this guy like the distant brother or something?
Well, the other one. Oh, here we go. The other one that's good. I would like to see them, but Michael put the smoke effects are very good. An Attack on the Titan piece. You're right. The smoke was really good on Attack on the Titan piece. But Alan, once you watch Ninja Scroll and you're a fan of it, a series I suggest you watch is Basilisk, because that thing.
Oh, Basilisk,
Basilisk, yeah. That anime it's kind of like Ninja Scroll, and it's the only difference is it's 2 clans against each other, not like this rogue samurai fighting a clan. It's like 2 clans against each other, and some of the characters, the art, everything. That's like one of the top, series animes to watch. So I think you'd get hooked, but for sure watch Ninja Scroll if you really like that piece.
But also, Alan, before you watch any of those, you need to watch Akira. Akira is definitely the one you should watch first.
Oh, Akira is a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the GOAT of all anime movies. Next,
We're just okay. So for the chat and future people that are gonna watch this, if you do, I thank you very much. Please like, subscribe. Just send Alan, just bombard his PM box of all the animes he should watch from the 70s to now. Okay, except One Piece is too long. He's not gonna have enough time to watch all of them.
Well, yeah, Sensei, we can introduce them to the. We'll send them some Tenchi Muyo, so you got to understand where harem animes came from before they got like intergalactic dimensions and multiverses.
Just don't do Sailor Moon, because then he'll just be stuck on it the whole time under transformation.
So maybe Sailor Moon might be.
Well, that's what I'm saying is he's gonna keep rewinding the transformations. He's gonna let me watch that again.
No. Let's just send him. We can send him the live action Sailor Moon they did in the early 2000s. That's 48 episodes, really short.
Don't do that.
Hey, I will say this though. So don't talk shit about my One Piece. One Piece is coming out with.
Hyper, what's up, man? Thanks for joining.
They're coming out with a new anime. I talked about it before. So the Attack on Titan crew that did the first 2 seasons, which are the best seasons of Attack on Titan, they dropped Attack on Titan because they said we're gonna do this One Piece animation. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna do every season short and condensed, like how like a seasonal anime is, like 25 to 30 episodes every year. And it's an Attack on Titan crew that's doing it for the first 2 seasons, 2 to 3 seasons. And there's no excuse now. One Piece people, and the length is big, but now you have 30 episodes every year. So no excuse anymore. I'm talking to you, Will. I'm talking to you, Lane. Oh, no, Lane, you watch One Piece. I forgot. Freddie,
I've watched One Piece, but I'm not a huge fan of One Piece.
Yeah, I've watched it too, but it doesn't.
I've watched it here and there, but like I'm much more. I'm Dragon Ball. Like I'm a big Dragon Ball.
Hey, you know what, Marcos? Don't even do that with Dragon Ball. Okay, first of all, it was wait. Hold on. Let's pump the brakes there, Marcos. Okay, Japan voted Dragon Ball the best anime of all times. Okay,
and they're drunk. They're drunk when they did it.
No, they created it. They're right. Okay, One Piece is epic. Don't get me wrong. It's got the most episodes. It's got a great storyline. Samuel Jackson loves the goddamn anime. It's a good anime. Okay. He loves his One Piece.
And you're not going to convince me it's better than Gundam, because Gundam has reinvented itself so many times.
It's so much better than Gundam. What are you talking about? It's so much better.
But no,
Marcos must have banged his head from hitting his head.
He was probably banging his head on the way home from work.
He gave himself. Well, no, just after the show, he must have banged his head before he went to get. He gave himself a concussion, and he's having like delirium and stuff like that.
You know, the only sold comic that's ahead of One Piece right now is Superman of all time. It beat Batman 4 years ago, so it just got to catch up to Superman.
You know, it may have, but it doesn't got a star on the Walk of Fame.
It should. Batman does.
Batman's the only one that does.
Yeah, that's so weird how they did that with Batman. But I guess because more.
So I think what it is like where you were at, what your upbringing is, and stuff like that. Like for sure, Dragon Ball from the beginning. What was it, 1987? I was like,
it was my first.
No. Earlier than that.
No, I thought it was 87.
I thought it was 83 for original Dragon Ball.
I gotta relook it, but I know for sure it was like Dragon Ball, and then Yu Yu Hakusho, and I watched Yu Yu Hakusho way before it came to the US.
That show is amazing.
And I hate that they stopped it, and I hope they bring it back. I hope they just do something. The live action was so. They didn't really do it justice from the anime, but I know they got to condense it. But I really want to see, I want to see more of it.
Started 86, the original Dragon.
Was it so 87, 86? Yeah. So, and I think that's why we chose that. Now, Marcos, when you went to junior high school, you started watching One Piece, and that's like your jam.
No, hold up. I was watching Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network at 7 p.m. on every Tuesday. Trust me, Dragon Ball Z is my thing too. But there's better things. Like, put it like this: Subway was the best sub sandwich and fast food wise. But then now there's Jersey Mike's. There's Jimmy John's. There's other better people now.
No, Subway was always garbage.
Marcos, I was watching Dragon Ball Z bootleg tapes in like 1990 with terrible subtitling and stuff where they were cursing all the time.
He said, "Stop with this
I
Marcos
just
50
told you,
episodes on One
coming out with
Piece."
seasonal anime from the Attack on Titan people. There's no excuse now, Freddie. There's no excuse. You have to watch it. I'm gonna force you to watch. I'm gonna
My
come there.
teenage kids will catch.
Someone told me you got to watch the first 30 episodes of One Piece to get
Yes.
hooked. I couldn't get through the second.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Well,
god.
see,
The beginning
what-
is a little rough. I'll give it that.
well,
You know,
my thing
Marco-
is with One Piece. Yeah.
Wait, what's up, Alan?
Freddy's not even on the panel, and you guys still managed to figure out a way to argue.
That's how
It's
we are,
amazing.
though, right, Alan? Like we could like I
I need Freddie to join. Freddie just got to hit that join button, man. I'll let you in.
I just sit back and watch Marcos and the panel and Freddie in the chat going at each other. It's great.
So
Well, hey,
Alan knows we had an argument one time, me, Freddie, for like 30 minutes on the best Robin. Like
I know.
literally 30 minutes backstage. And Alan's like, who the fuck is Jason Todd and Tim Drake? I was
Well,
like,
it's easy to say. It's just Tim Drake. I mean, he has always been the best Robin.
that's what I said. That's what I said, Alan. That's what I said.
So here's pretty much.
But
I'm gonna sum it up for you, Alan. Okay, if you want to watch grown-up animes, listen to this top panel up here, and if you want to watch the kid anime, you go down here.
I said
Gotcha.
Akira.
No, you're right. And so, like for me, like top movies, there are some other movies that I'll tell you later, Alan, because I don't want to do it on stream because it's not appropriate for children. So, Marcos, I don't want to, I don't want to.
I don't know if I would call
PTSD on it, but like
for children.
So movies like Appleseed was a great movie.
Yeah,
Like, Appleseed was a good movie.
Bubblegum
Akira,
Crisis.
of course. Vampire Hunter D, great movie. Gungrave, great. Blood the Last Vampire, I liked the movie. The series was good, but I liked the movie because it's more of a darker tone. Not that the series wasn't, it just gave more of a darker tone in the movie.
I think Witchblade anime might appeal more to Alan though.
Yeah.
Big boobs. And
There's big boobs, lots of big boobs.
Well, no, I mean, Alan
Alan
can message me privately. He can message me privately and say, William, what are the boob animes? And I'll send him the boob animes. He doesn't have to do it on stream.
Actually, I used to watch Vampire D. I like Vampire Hunter.
Nice.
Yeah,
Vampire Hunter D. Yeah.
I like that. It was good.
Yeah.
So
they have
I
some
mean,
good statues, Alan. Like Rama does too of Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do, and that's another series that they should probably bring to make as a statue as Vampire Hunter D. That was an awesome series, period. And since we're going kind of,
Rama has a couple. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I thought you muted. I'm like he was talking and I didn't hear what he said.
I just said Figurama's done some pieces of that anime for sure.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I think based off like what you have and haven't seen, Alan, I think there's a progressiveness that you can go and be like more of the particular genre. I just feel that One Piece, it can be serious at times, but it just seems too slapstick for me, and I think that's why I haven't really got into it. Like after Yu Yu Hakusho, I got into Bleach, and sort of some of those animes, Samurai X and stuff like that, and it just kind of. But every time I try to go back to One Piece and watch it, it was just too slapstick for me, and I just couldn't take it serious. And then there's certain animes like Tokyo Ghoul. The guy cries all the time, so I couldn't deal with the crying. Right, Black Clover was good, but it was like he's always screaming, and it was just gotten annoying. So you kind of got
to. That's a good one too.
Which
More
one?
Modern one. Jutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good one. So the manga's, I will say it's above mid, but the animation is like it takes it way over the top.
Yeah, the story doesn't reinvent the wheel, and if you like interesting female characters, then you're not going to like that series very much because the female characters are not given a lot to do.
I think based off Jujutsu Kaisen, because they just finished the manga, and I just finished reading all of it.
One of the worst things of all time, I would say that.
So yeah. So for action-wise and fighting and art, like Alan, if you were looking for the art, I think Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen really have that art. Demon Slayer is super artistical.
No, and Demon Slayer is the most mid manga of all time story-wise, but the animation is it has
Demon Slayer is great too because it has a very straightforward story.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very
But it has some very. It does what a lot of sometimes stories should do. It makes you want to know more about even like some of the villains and stuff because you don't necessarily get a ton of time with them.
Yeah.
But there has been supplemental stuff and everything that's helped filled out some of the character arcs, so you can find out kind of. I mean, even to the point of what happened to characters after the end of the series. There was actually explanation what happened. To them.
Yeah, there's very deep story behind it and a lot of emotions behind it. And the villains, they do give you a quick backstory to make you understand why they were and what they accepted. It's kind of like Berserk and why they accept the egg, right? And then they become this evil person. Well, Demon Slayer is kind of like that. They kind of, accept this transition to becoming what they become is evil.
The monsters that they have to fight.
Right.
But and why they still have to be stopped, even if you kind of see the backstory with them.
But once they get to a point in the battle, they start realizing their humanity. So it's very, very good. To me, it's a very good story.
What Demon Slayer really missed was a arc that had no main characters in it. Meaning they had probably like say maybe Giyu had his own big arc versus a Upper Moon. Like they needed something like that, maybe a Rengoku arc, versus the Upper Moon. That would be nice. Twins. They needed something like that for sure. Because like the ending felt super rushed, so they needed one more Upper Moon to lose by another Hashira for sure. Because it felt like at that point, it feels like with Bleach, like at that point, like for Upper Moon to die, you need Tanjiro.
Well, Bleach just had to run and finish this stuff. The creator wasn't given a whole lot of time.
It didn't end up the way. Yeah,
he's already said there's going to be like in the anime finally after 20-something years, there's going to be extra material that helps fill out some of the stuff.
Yeah,
he's being able to make not a ton, maybe, but
no anime. No more anime.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
we rushed Alan with that. Okay.
No more.
We'll cut the ad. I didn't see anybody in the chat say shut the hell up about anime, but let's do this.
Well, that's because everybody left.
No, we still got 10 people watching. Please stay, don't leave. But we will. Alan, tell you what, this is another piece that I really liked from the showcase. And it's Siri.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, so serious. Cypher's like, stop the anime. We're gonna stop the. Remember, this channel is a Shananigans channel, so we talk about everything here. So we're good.
Where's the little video, Will? You haven't done the video once, right?
Oh, yeah. I could.
Shenanigans.
I didn't do it. Okay, because he wants me to do it, I'm gonna do it. So remember, everybody, the 11 people watching. Thank you. This is a statue chat and Shenanigans, okay?
You mean Shenanigans?
No. Yes, I mean Shenanigans.
I really like the portrait on this.
Yeah. I do.
She's beautiful.
She's fantastic. Let me see if I can get. I know that there was that close up, but I really like the way they actually did her pose. It really gives her like that sense of kind of power behind her. I don't know. I don't know how I can explain it. Like, it's just that, man, just the words on her pose. It shows a lot. There's like a lot of life to her pose, a lot of emotions behind it, and her portraits, man, they knocked it out.
Self-confident looking.
Right. Look at that. I don't know. I don't think this is mixed media, right? I think this is
it looks like real fabric.
What's that?
I said it looks like real fabric.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell nowadays with the way they do it. If it's real fabric, I'm not sure. See this bottom piece right here, under her armpits. That looks like it's sculpted. It doesn't look like it's real fabric.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it looks that good, though.
Okay. Let me try to zoom in on the goods right there.
It's no goods right there. That's a flat booty right there.
Alan, your opinion?
No, she's beautiful. If I was collecting that line, I would definitely put this up.
Yeah, they just that portrait alone, man. Look at from this proto and this render, they knocked her portrait out of the park.
Yeah, they've got little freckles on her face. It's just well done.
Great piece. They've done really well in this whole line in general. So
Yeah, see, so Cypher has Yennefer, so I'm sure he's gonna get Siri, and then he's got the 2B. So yeah, man, I've seen the Yennefer one, and that's a good one. But for some reason, I'm really drawn to this piece right here. I think it's just great, and the way they did their scar. I like how they did her scar, and they kind of made that little indentation in the cheek, like it's a real scar. They put the freckles in there. Her eye color's great.
Good base.
Look at that base, man. Look at the eyes on that thing. Look at that.
Oh,
Just
oof.
I think this
Like I
is
said, they
sculpted,
did a great
Marcos.
job.
I
I said it's sculpted. I'm saying it looks fabric though. I'm saying it looks so good that it looks fabric.
Yeah, no. This is really.
No, it's 100% sculpted.
There's a shot right there.
Yeah.
I mean, even Yennefer, like they all look great. I mean, if you're collecting this line, you can't go wrong, man. I think they did a fantastic job with this piece. Yeah, you're right, Cypher. They did update their skin painting. I agree with you on that. Let's see. I don't know if there's any other pictures, but that's one. Yeah, there was a close up of her eye and everything. I don't know if that's a decal or if it's a glass eye. I haven't really gotten depth in kind of what they're doing there.
I think they're decal.
They're decal.
Yeah, that has to be.
Yeah.
A great piece though by Prime One on this, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Character I don't know much about. I know very little about The Witcher. I know it's a big IP though.
You know that
I played the first 2 games.
The Witcher piece that as Henry Cavill, the
JMD.
that would no, actually there's another company, not JMD.
Yeah, it's I know what you're talking about. I think it's Queen that did it. It could be Queen. I think it's
these portraits look so realistic that you could actually put that Cavill, mix it in with these, and I think it would look great.
Yeah. I feel bad.
I do think.
I feel so bad for Cavill, man. He got kicked out of the room because he wasn't like he was like, let's stick to the source material, and the writer's like, no, we're not. So he's like, I'm gonna leave, and they're like, all right. Like, damn, Cavill was trying to do the work of the gods, man. Got kicked out the room.
And then I think after season 4 they're canceling the series.
Oh, trust me, he'll come back with they'll offer him a great role. He'll be James Bond. He'll be just wait.
I hope he's James Bond. We need a buff James Bond. We really do need one.
Yeah, he would be a good James Bond.
Yeah, a buff, younger looking James Bond.
Yeah, and the thing is, he respects the lore so much, like, which I love because he's a huge nerd. He's like a big like.
He's been busy playing freaking. He's been busy playing. What do you call it? Not War Marine, but Space Marine too.
Yeah, the 40K Space Marine.
That is a great series.
He's one of us, bro. He's a huge dork, man, and I love it. And he said basically the reason why he didn't say it out loud, but the reason why he left The Witcher is like, I heard the writing room, and he was saying like, let's keep to the the lore, and they're like, no. Yeah. He's like, all right, man, I think I might leave, and they're like, all right, peace, and like Lane said, they're canceling it within the next year, so
yeah.
Man.
Well, in the show, honestly, I watched the first 2 seasons of the show. Mm-hmm. First season was definitely good. Even if it wasn't exactly like the books, it was a good fantasy show that had at least good enough writing to keep me interested in what was going on. Because I haven't read the books. I played the first 2 games. I haven't even played Wild Hunt, the third one, which is really what brought Ciri into the forefront and everything. Right. I just never did. So it kept me entertained. So I wasn't noticing all the discrepancies. I knew the general world, stuff like that. But like then season 2 was just like nothing. Like it had nothing to do and made all the characters horrible. And his
last season he was in it 25% of the runtime. His last season I
didn't even watch the 3rd season. I think it was only 6 episodes.
That's such bullshit.
And they broke it up over 2 releases. To extend it out like 3 or 4 months.
So Ryan, they're continuing it with the other.
What are the Hemsworth
What's
brothers?
His name?
Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And like Lane said,
I feel bad. I think he's got an impossible task.
Impossible.
And the thing is too, is the act. I think the actress who plays Siri and the actress who plays Triss and stuff actually in the show
Yeah.
are actually they're pretty good. Like they're pretty good actresses, but they're put at their character arc, like her, especially Triss's in season 2's character arc, is made so like literally acts not like the character actually would act most points, like from the source material, whether game or books or whatever. They just, it's one of those times where I know there are times where we can have actors carry on in public be insufferable, but most of the time, whenever I see one of these properties or something, a movie where, I mean, hey, I went to see Beetlejuice, and it's actually a movie I like pretty much. But I said, there are a lot of parts where these characters are idiots. Like like literally to make some of the storylines work, the characters had to be complete morons, including like Lydia was stupid, and Astrid, her daughter, played by Jenna Ortega, had to be complete idiots to be able to allow for a plot point to happen. I didn't put them on that because they were fine acting in what they were doing, but that was the writing was stupid. I always put it 9 times out of 10.
That's why
Not always.
That's why I say about like it wasn't Ben Affleck or it wasn't like Henry Cavill's fault for Superman and Batman. It was Zack Snyder's fault.
Yeah, it tends to be the director and the studios.
Yeah.
At the end, if you look at it at the end of the day, and that's why I made that comment on the show last night. Yeah. When you look at Prime 1 stuff and there's some blood on there, I was like, oh, $10K for some blood effect. Nice.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Because that's what they're doing now. It's not, I don't blame any of the artists. I blame the people above.
So are any of you guys going to make sure you go spend an extra $10K on like your endoskeleton Terminator to make sure it's got some blood coming from the eye so that it'd be more movie accurate for killer robots?
Even if I was a millionaire, I woun't do it. Okay, I just wouldn't do it. Right, I'll just build me the real one if I was a millionaire. But Alan, looking at this, Witcher series and the 3 statues and Siri coming up, would that work based off your collection? Would that be something you would be interested? Because you do the Berserk, and that's kind of like somewhat similar in terms of style, with the dead animals or the beasts and things like that with the sci-fi. Do you think that would look good as 1/3 with your other Berserk 1/3 or your succubuses and stuff like that genre?
I don't. Well, first of all, the Berserk quarter scale pieces are over scale.
Okay.
They're like 3.5. They're bigger than quarter scale.
Right.
So scale wise, there might be an issue. And I like the Witcher pieces, but I can't go down every highway, every rabbit hole.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
I went into Berserk because I like the art.
Mm-hmm.
The first Guts piece came out, and I'm like, well, this really looks interesting, and I like what they're doing, so I think I'm going to buy it. Right. And then I kept buying, and I have about a dozen of them now, and I really like it. I don't regret the purchase, and they seem to be holding their value. And nowadays, that's like a rare thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So as far as going down the Witcher line, probably not, but I do like it.
Yeah.
But, just not for my collection, but I think they're well done. I like them a lot.
I love how Alan's never read one chapter, one episode, watched one episode of Berserk, and he has like 12 fucking stats. Yeah. Exactly. Dude, Alan's like, I've not watched anything, but I just love it. It's like the Prime 1, they do such a good job on their Berserk line, though.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, they know that's like one of their, like
bread and butter. It's one of the
they talk about Hot Toys, as the house that Iron Man built.
Yeah.
With all the different Iron Mans and everything. Sure. One of maybe not the foundation, but definitely one of the pillars of Prime 1 has been their Berserk figures, statues and stuff.
Batman.
Yeah.
That's what
but Alan, never forget, we will always be here to help you spend your money on expensive statues.
We're here to instigate.
Give us some of the will, and we will help you find the way. There's a Lord of the Rings reference there.
Trust me, I don't need any extra encouragement. Trust me.
Hey guys, don't let them fool you. Alan is probably the biggest instigator on spending people's money too.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
It's disgusting. Alan's like, you gotta buy this. Like, like, Alan's one of the worst for sure.
Yeah. He gets that smile on his face, and he's just like that used car salesman. It's like
Alan is a
got
top
you right there.
100%.
Alan's like, I suckered in another one.
Well, see, no, he does that to us because it's actually something he would like, but he doesn't want to spend his own money on it. So
I get a commission back from Prime One every time I.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Alan is literally the Emperor from Star Wars saying, "Do it."
Yeah.
You know, like, that's Alan right there.
He secret actually loves Iron Man, but that is why he likes to try and make Jimmy dance
Buy all the Iron Man. So he's like, yeah, the
he just lived vicariously through
him. Yeah, I'm joking. He is one of the biggest enablers in the group for sure.
He's like, Jimmy, have you seen that art? You know, that Robert Downey Jr. bust?
Oh,
Maybe you should pick that up so we can take a look at it later.
You should get it shipped by plane too, just because you want.
Yeah, DHL.
Whoa.
DHL.
Well, just to get it before Jimmy does.
Yeah, there we go.
That would be really cruel.
Oh my god!
I would do just one shout out too, guys, for this RDJ bus. Art Statue Collector actually has put up a review of that.
Yeah.
Just here in like the last day or so, maybe not even 24 hours ago. Go check it out. His video, obviously, he's got to go take a look at it. It's really cool. It'll be a nice appetizer to when eventually we get to see Lord Jimmy.
No, Jimmy's gonna kiss. He's gonna love it.
He's gonna make out with that RDJ, man.
His wife,
on camera.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm really happy that Jimmy was able to get that. I mean, that's his favorite character, and that is probably the best representation I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
So yeah,
it's just gonna, you know, when he goes to work, it's gonna have a lot of lipstick on it. I just don't know why. But
well, you know,
Jimmy. Hold up, guys. You guys are getting this up. Jimmy would not leave that room. I think his wife's gonna be very mad, and she's the best. Obviously, she's awesome. She encourages him to do this. Like, she's like one of the only wives to ever do that, and she's gonna hate Jimmy after this because Jimmy just doesn't look at this for like 20 hours a day. She's like mouth wide open. He's gonna love it.
You're gonna be like Jimmy, meatloaf.
Yeah, meatloaf. Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
No, Jimmy will be in that room probably.
We love you, Jimmy.
Yeah. So
Jimmy,
that Jimmy guy, Jimmy, you know it's true. You're gonna be in that room when that Iron Man piece comes, that bus comes. Your wife's gonna have some. Hey, it's either the statue or her. It's gonna be one of those moments. Watch, like it's either him, me. And she's like, "Fuck, I don't know what to do."
And he's still gonna pause. He's gonna be like,
which might decide the thing for the pause.
There you go.
I wanted to ask you guys something too, not really necessarily to Prime One, but also, has it been interesting how it seems since SideshowCon now a couple months ago that we're still waiting? It feels like from Sideshow there's been kind of a lull a little bit from them actually finally showing off. I know we saw like the Succubus red variant and all that stuff, which is don't get me started on that stupid stuff.
Whoa,
those are some harsh words. Calm down there, Lane.
Take it easy, Lane.
Yeah. But I like how Marcus is sounding exactly as I was talking to my computer screen last night. And I'm meaning just because for just even ones they actually showed, like, because one I'm actually interested in, and I'm not trying to really collect beyond Batman or Batman villains. I'm Batman statue collecting it as much as I can. I want to see that freaking Peacemaker on the Eagle.
Yeah,
I love the Peacemaker show, and I'm hoping they're like fine tuning a little bit for how it looks, but. Or MODOK, man. I want to see that MODOK so badly colored and stuff. Like, it just feels like there's been a little of a break. Like, what's going on with some of the people? Or Thrawn. Thrawn is another one that I really want.
We see obviously Riddler. My God.
Yeah, the Riddler. I mean, but Thrawn they showed unpainted.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels weird how we're having this little bit of a lull here right now. Or maybe they're waiting until when they start getting to, end of October with their I forget their Spooktacular or something.
Yeah, spectacular.
Well,
Yeah,
But
that makes
it's just
sense.
been weird how they've had kind of a slowdown putting some of these statues
sure.
up.
Well,
pre-order.
sometimes we as collectors could use a break from
Yep.
being constantly bombarded with all of these new pieces.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
it gets overwhelming sometimes. So I'm grateful for a slowdown from some of the manufacturers.
Yes.
Well, maybe that's what they're doing. They're just like, just tease.
Getting ready
tease,
to make us go bang, bang,
yeah,
bang.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day, right? It's that enabling but it's our choice, right? I'm still pissed that they got rid of supersize, but it was our choice to get supersize or not get supersize. It's the same thing with statues. They're putting all these things out, and it's our choice where we're going to get it or not get it, right? So at the end of the day, it's a personal choice. But they're smart enough to market it to where it's like, let's see how many people we can impulse buy and keep those NRDs when they cancel.
Well,
right?
hey, I don't have that happen much for statues, but I'm definitely like Hot Toys, like that like Hot Toys, especially because they're not they're like in the perfect price range to make me be an idiot.
The thing is, you have like 20 Hot Toys on PO right now, so
I have actually it's more like 26.
oh
Oh my god!
But
we can't complain, Alan, because we have big statues too. Like
I'm good on statues. Like him, I've been at 4. I was at 3, and I haven't been. I literally will not pre-order another statue till either I cancel one of the ones I have or I get them in hand. Like I won't add.
Okay, I have a question for Hot Toys collectors.
Yep.
When you decide that it's time to move some of them, where do you go to sell them off? Facebook Marketplace.
I usually do Facebook. Now the thing is that like 1/6 scale figures are in the same problem that statues are. You have to.
That's what I'm wondering. Are they holding their value, or are you having to give them away?
No, you got to go to the swap meet.
Yeah.
Take them to the swap meet.
Well, the thing for me is because I like doing live unboxings. Like I have started like 4 years ago, and I can tell you live unboxing. Now this is most times, not always, but live unboxing a Hot Toy figure is a lot easier than putting together a statue. But yeah, like Hot Toys is in the perfect price range most time. Now there are ones that are like InArt or Kojin has had, and I just wait. Nope. If I'm spending that much, that's got to be like a 3rd scale statue or something.
Yeah,
I'm spending that money on. But like they're in the perfect price range for, especially because an NRD, like on a figure for them might be $25-$30. Like most times I'm just like, if I decide to cancel something, I'm just like, yeah, $25-$30 is what might have been what I spent for dinner like last weekend or something like that.
So
go ahead, Ryan.
So yeah, so Ryan's like 4 statues he's got on PO. So he wants to know what else. Like, what do we have? I have nothing. I have one custom, still waiting on it to ship. Supposed to, I think, ship next month or something like that, and that's it. I kind of like
end of year.
Yeah, so I just kind of put the pause on PO and anything. I know. So we know that Lane has 25, but those are figures.
Figures and then 4 statues. So I got quite a bit.
Yeah. Alan, do you have anything? I think you have a few things, right?
I have to leave right now.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Bye.
I'm with you, Alan. I'm leaving you out too, man.
He's claiming plausible deniability on that question.
I think I have about 14.
Oh God, thank you, Alan. Thank you for that.
I know, thank you, sir. I feel much better about myself right now.
Me too. Holy fuck.
I feel really horrible.
Yeah. So me, thank God. Okay, so I have Luffy Bust. It's paid off. Obviously, I have to pay shipping. Blackbeard paid off. I had to pay shipping. Man Bat, I paid off. I had to pay shipping, custom piece. Alfred, I have like 2 more payments on that, and with shipping, so I'm done with that. Darth Maul PCS, I'm paying month to month. Oh my God, what am I doing right here? Okay, so Daredevil.
He's like, oh my God, bad question, Ryan. Jesus Christ.
Fuck you, Ryan. Daredevil, 1/3 PCS, Spider-Man 1/3 LBS, and then obviously I'm gonna do Darkseid on Throne soon. I paid off my my Parasite piece I had.
Nice.
Fuck, man.
I should be getting a proto on that one
Yeah.
next week sometimes.
Cool.
To do the unbox. So possibly next Saturday I'll do a live unboxing of Parasite because I'll be having that.
Dude, yeah, I'll do a live unboxing of the legit thing for you if you want on the show.
Which one?
Parasite.
Well, yeah, I'll be getting Parasite. So
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah. I got the proto coming in. So I'm gonna do a live unboxing on the proto.
Nice.
I'm being good like Marco though, because like 18 of my 24 current pre-orders for my Hot Toys are all paid off already.
We need to get with FBJ there. He's only got a handful.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that.
Yeah. The enabling.
The only thing I don't see here with FBJ is that Michelle Pfeiffer right there with that Jazz Inc. 89 Batmobile. Okay, you need to step on that.
However, I think I would probably point out though, I think the minimum price point is around like $1,800 for everything at BHA. So what he's making before up in quantity, he's making up for in quality.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
And also, let me just say this. Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
No. I'm pretty sure he's going to be jumping in on those 6-scale Michael Keaton pieces as well.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Appreciate
yeah, he's totally. Yeah, I am. Well, that's one I still have to do that I know I'm going to be getting is the Batman 892. I literally. Yeah. I was the 89 one.
So I missed some POs. My bad, guys. Deadpool Hot Toys, Lane. That's for you. The Hot Toys Deadpool. What was it? The special edition, I think it was.
Yeah.
We had like
with the gold-plated Desert Eagle.
Dual pistoleros, yes. That also the Going Merry from Infinity Studios. I'm getting that too from One Piece. Dude, fuck me.
Which Merry?
The Going Merry.
You got that? You got the the ship. Yeah, that big ship. Yeah, that thing's fire, man.
The Going Merry is. It's the only ship that ever made people cry, 100%. Like, I'm not joking. Like, everybody, when they watch One Piece, like, dude, why am I crying over a fucking ship? And that's how good Oda is, man. He really is. But,
so Ryan's got his pieces up there too. So Neo, Gladiator, Michael Keaton, Batman, and Custom Flash. I'm curious what Custom Flash that is. Honestly.
Yeah,
I think I know what it is, but
yeah, I'm thinking so because there's not too many Custom Flashes, and I think it's probably one of the ones I'm getting as well. Yeah.
So for me, statue-wise, I've got the Hellbat quarter scale from Prime One, which is that is probably the first statue I did.
Oh my God,
like within one hour when that thing went up, I had that on pre-order from where I'm getting it, Comic Concepts. I've got the third scale Sinestro, which is the other big one. Like that one, I'm just wondering. I got that on pre-order from Prime One. I've got the third scale Harley Who Laughs. That was just one. It was just waiting for the right time to pre-order. And then the one that's probably the black hole is the XM King Batman Who Laughs, which is probably I might as well just consider that a loss at this point.
100%.
And probably because that I've had on pre-order for like over 2 years now.
But Lane, don't cancel that PO because you will get your money back if it cancels. Please.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I think
transfer because I have it through Todd Specs Fiction, who I've ordered through before. Is that I will.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I know which one it is, Ryan. I'm sorry.
And also, Lane, back to the Batman Who Laughs. You will get your money back because I think it will cancel for sure. I think from XM, XM is going down, which sucks because I think one of my favorite pieces is my Deadpool XM piece, and it's one of my favorite pieces.
Hey, if they weren't so damn expensive on the secondary market, some of their ones, I would love to get that Red Hulk they did.
Dude, I got my XM piece for fucking half the price of retail, so I will never play with that.
I own one XM right now, which is the purple suit Catwoman, which is my favorite Catwoman costume. I got a retail. I had that. I pre-ordered that bad boy like the day it was announced.
Yeah, I have the Red Hulk. I love that XM Red Hulk, man. That thing
has great. Look at that right there, Ghost Rider XM right there. One of my favorite pieces when I went there. I was like, this is an amazing piece for sure.
Yeah.
Marcos, what's that game that Freddie likes? The Horizon or
Horizon
Forbidden
Zero
West.
Dawn and Forbidden West.
Hell,
Aloy.
Okay. Yeah. I know that Freddie is looking at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces from that.
Yes, he is.
And he's got some catching up to do. Come on, Freddie.
Yeah.
Start ordering.
Here we go. Here we
Do
go.
for your daughters, Freddie. Do for
Freddie,
your
this is for you, Freddie, right there. Look at that.
Oh,
That is one of the for Forbidden West, one of my favorite armors.
that is badass.
Like I said, hey Freddie, do it for your daughters, man, because they love this IP.
Do it for us.
They want this piece, Freddie. Come on, do it for your daughters.
This is an epic piece, man. Freddie, I'm only putting it up for you because I know you love it. Look at that.
No,
Oh,
God,
look at
so
those
good.
portraits.
And it's
The
only
first-
limited 1,000, guys. Just 1,000.
First
That's it.
Only
piece,
1,000.
first piece it did too with the bone arrow with the Aloy.
Now I have a question. Do we actually think that they are going to make 1,000 of those? I don't.
I don't know.
Do what?
The
1,000
game
pieces of
is
that?
epic, Lane. The game is epic, dude. I could see it. I potentially could see it happening.
But like I said, Freddie,
Yeah.
do it for your daughters, man. Do it for your daughters. They love because Freddie he plays this game with his daughters and they love it. So do
Yeah,
it for your
it's a good
daughters.
Where's the creature that goes with this? The other part of the diorama.
Well, there's like 95 pictures, so I'd have to like literally go.
Oh,
That
gotcha.
was-
No worries.
Yeah, the piece they showed like last showcase.
That's a good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, they do have it. I mean, here's a scaling 73
what
centimeters.
is
So
it called, Alan? It's like Slitterbane or something like that.
Yeah, Slitherfang. That thing's going to be enormous.
Yeah.
yeah,
there you go.
I'm pretty
Or
sure.
you
Let me
mean the
see.
Cloth Strider?
It's probably Claw Strider.
Yeah, the Cloth Strider. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. It goes with.
Oh
that
yeah,
little-
yeah. Here it is. Here, I got it. I got it for y'all. Let me just. Yeah, this thing's amazing. Here we go. Let's put it up right there. There's a piece.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it almost looks like a creature that could be in the Avatar films.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and they're doing the TV series too, so I hope they don't screw that up.
Yeah.
Let's get.
They just announced a remaster of the first one, Zero Dawn, coming.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, 750. So this is a little bit less than Aloy.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
Oh.
kind of if you're gonna get Aloy, that's a
You
tough
have to
one.
get it.
Yeah, that's a
You
tough
have
one
to
because
get
they
it.
have so many. They have the original Horizon, right? This is the Forbidden West, or there's Zero
Yeah.
Dawn, and you got those pieces from Zero Dawn that you can collect. And yeah, they're just some epic pieces, man. I mean, Freddie, congratulations if you do pick it up, dude, because the gaming, oh God, it's so good.
Oh, those pieces are gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got all that. So I don't know. I'm just kind of on their page here, and it's going to be, it's just one of their featurettes. Let's see. I'm trying to see if they have any other pieces, but I think that's it. They got some Jurassic Park pieces and stuff like that came up, but that's all they have right there. So, Freddie, there you go. Hopefully, we're able to instigate you to go ahead and just PO it.
Like I said, do it for your daughters, Freddie.
He's confirming. It says they will definitely be coming
There
into
you
the
go.
collection.
There you go.
There it is.
Awesome.
So you know what
Awesome.
we need to do? We need to watch Freddie either on my channel, Godlike, do a live PO. We need to see the live PO happen,
There you
Freddie.
go. At least one of them. At least one of them, Freddie. At least one.
Just one of them. I think that Aloy, it's got to have that Aloy, man. That's
man,
such
yeah.
a good Aloy. She's so amazing. And
They
then
do a great job. Prime One does a great job on the
Yeah.
game pieces for sure.
and I think
Oh,
the girl they're using for Aloy is the ginger girl from what's that TV show?
Don't ask me, man.
Gosh, I'm having a brain fart. It's on Netflix.
Big brain fart.
What's that?
I said.
Oh yeah,
big-
no, yeah, it's a big brain fart. I'll remember it. It's the one with the kids from the '80s, and then the other side monster comes and start kidnapping them. I can't remember. the name.
No, it's not. It's not. Are you talking about? Oh my God! What?
Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. You gave me
Yeah.
a brain. God damn it! God damn it.
Yeah. So the ginger girl from Stranger Things is gonna play Aloy in the series.
It's not her. It's not her.
That's what they said.
Oh no, they're making a live action series. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're making a live action series,
Oh,
and
okay.
she's gonna be
That makes sense.
Aloy.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
There you go. Ryan got it too. Stranger Things.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go. Sadie
Sink.
Sink. Yep, yeah, and I think she's gonna play great because she has that look too. Like you're not gonna find the exact. I mean, obviously the person that they CGI'd off of is not going to be a show actor, right?
Sure.
But she's like the closest thing, and she's a great actress. That girl is a very good actress. So kudos to that. I can't wait to see that show. I hope they do it justice. You know, I hope they do the robots better than Transformers, and Transformers was good, depending on which movie you're looking at. But if they can knock it out like that, then the show's going to be a real success. It's like I watched the trailer for season 2 of The Last of Us, and I'm extremely excited for that too. So hopefully they do more pieces of The Last of Us because they've done a few, but I want to see more. The Last of Us is an epic piece. But I wanted to bring this up to you guys because we're getting pretty close to the 2-hour mark. It's just I got this message, and I know Freddie said that on his PO he has that dark side. I know Marcos, you're getting that dark side as well, or potentially. So the people behind that dark side wanted me to show the base for a proximity piece, and I think we talked about this base a little bit. It's still WIP; it's work in progress. But hey, nice guy, what's going on, man? You're missing a lot. You're gonna have to rewind and see the ranting. Alan would just not be quiet about everything. He just hates everything. He was throwing things at his camera. You know, middle finger. I had to blur it out, stuff like that, just to rewatch it. But thanks for joining. So this is kind of a whip of the base. There's a few things going on there. Proximity piece to that dark side. So I'm gonna pop that in just so you guys can look at it right quick. So that's kind of the intro of the base. Let me go back over here. Evil Supergirl's not on there. So you're looking at the crystals. Apparently the crystals are Kryptonian crystals, but when Darkseid takes over Supergirl, she becomes evil. The crystals get like this darker red, and they're telling me it'll light up and it'll transition to darker. So it'll be light to dark towards the tip. There's a Superman emblem, I believe here. There's going to be some Kryptonian scripture right there. There's a little top view.
Wow.
It's still a whip. Like all this stuff is going to light up, and the scriptures will be around here somewhere.
Supergirl or Darkseid?
This is Evil Supergirl's proximity piece for Darkseid.
Cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. So there's that. They just wanted to give an update for those that are watching and are curious about, that lineup that they're doing. There's a side view.
Damn, that's just quarter scale.
Yeah, it's quarter scale.
Yes.
Wow, that's going to be impressive.
Potentially 1/3. They're saying if there's enough people that are interested in 1/3, it'll be a 1/3. And then there's another side view, and then this is the back right there. So it has like a dark side scripture
nice.
in the language, and apparently all this will light up. So that's pretty. I mean, wow. I asked him about the lettering. It looks like it's crooked, but I think it's just the way the picture is of the base. So you just got to turn it a little bit. But that's pretty much like Darkseid's spiel. So pretty cool. I thought it worked great. I'm very curious to see what Supergirl's going to be, but they did say this is just a whip. It hasn't been rendered or anything. But based off what I'm looking at here, I think that they're going to kill it with this, just like they did Darkseid. It's same sculptors, same everything. So if they did it, then I think it's going to be a big hit.
In that Darkseid 1/4 is an amazing piece, man. For sure. So that will be a great compliment for sure.
Yeah, they're putting it out there, man, and they're trying to do their best with it. And the proximity piece, from what I'm looking at off that base, I think it's gonna be epic. I can't wait for them to really finish it. They said sometime at the end of next month, maybe like a Halloween thing or something. I don't know. I haven't really been in too much touch with them. They just kind of say, hey, what's up? What's going on? What do you think? And I really didn't have any opinions. I think it just looks good. I think it works well with the Darkseid base. If you looked at the Darkseid base, it works very, very well. I mean, they really did a good transition there. So let's see what happens. I'm really curious to see what Evil Supergirl is going to look like. I'm curious to see what the body language is going to be, because she's going to be there in the middle of that base. So, Alan, what do you think of that base? You think there's something that needs to be changed, or?
No, I think it's very ambitious.
Yeah.
Especially if everything that I saw that's red is going to light up in
Yep.
some manner. That's
Yeah, it
that's
is.
gonna look really impressive.
Yeah, and from what they're telling me, they're saying that the light's going to transition upwards from
Yes,
like
I'm about to say you have to have a lighter feature that's very much different. Meaning, like it has
yeah.
to move with the statue. That makes it move.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because it's
Okay.
like Darkseid used that Kryptonian crystal to take over Supergirl, and it glows with the dark side, red and Omega and all that good stuff. And I know it's part of the story. I just not in depth in the story like most people would be. I know Evil Supergirl. I watched a series. I know Freddie and I talked about Evil Supergirl in the last few
Yeah.
podcasts ago. So I think it's gonna work really well. I'm just really curious on like I know it's quarter scaling, but she's on some steps and the crystals are pretty big. So what her body's gonna look like I don't know. So hopefully within, next few podcasts they could send it to me and I'll be like, hey, this is what it looks like and this is how she looks. So I'm very, very excited for that piece, man. And for those that
Well,
PO'd.
it from what you're showing me, it doesn't even need to be in proximity to Darkseid. I mean, you can purchase that just as a standalone.
Just to stand off on her own. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll look good by itself. I think having a companion piece is even better. Like I'm a fan of just like doing lines and companion pieces. Like so, if you got Evil Supergirl, who else is involved with Evil Supergirl? Obviously Superman, right? So if you had a Superman that works well with that style, they would look great together as well, right? So I mean, because if you have a standard Superman or Batman next to that piece, I don't know if it'll work as well as having it being a proximity piece. But you're right, as a standalone, if you just want her in a certain spot, not like I have up here with like the group of them, it would be epic, especially with the light up. I mean, if you got that light up on,
I think that base is going to really steal the show.
Yep.
I think so too. I believe so too. I think if they do it like they're saying they're gonna do it,
yeah,
that's gonna be a real epic piece. Now the question is, what's the price tag, right? That's the question, right? What do you think, Lane?
I really like how the piece looks. That base with I always think like like any type of kryptonite or other stuff like that is always cool if you can make a crystal thing like that work. I do agree with Alan though that I think it is ambitious with all the lighting effect and everything. Just for how many times you can see that go wrong, or affect how like I would use an example. Not necessarily making it doesn't work exactly or come off of what you hope, but sometimes where even the lighting can affect how well the statue works. I would use the Ghost Rider that came out recently, where
yes,
that Ghost Rider, you see it not lit up, and you're like, hey, it looks fine, it looks okay.
Yeah.
You see it lit up, and it just like whoa, okay,
it's,
like with the head,
night and day for sure.
But are you gonna leave it on 24/7?
No.
You turn it off and you just go from to you're like to kind of mid, where just like Mr. Allen has the XM Ghost Rider, which I think was probably considered, if not the best, at least leaving out some custom ones and stuff.
Right.
The best Ghost Rider.
Oh, for sure. Licensed,
licensed one. I think you can make the argument lit up that Ghost Rider might be a slightly better looking one, but but as soon as you turn it off, you're just like, nah, XM still beats it even after it's been a little while.
Yeah. I feel the same way about that. Ghost Rider.
So I think for getting back to what you were talking about though is with the light up for those crystals, I think the one thing they'll have to do is make sure I think they need to make the lighting subtle with it. Like it's not too bright where because you still want because especially if it's part of a support piece of Darkseid and stuff.
Yeah.
You want her to still kind of be the central focus and she's now a minion going along.
Right. From what they're telling me because I kind of brought up the lighting too. And they're saying that the painting on the crystal is going to be like a red to a black fog. So it gives it that effect that it's darkening up. Because if you just put red crystals, just like a clear resin red, and you turn on a light, it's kind of going to do like that Ghost Rider, right? It's not gonna have that equal transition. So they decided they want to paint it to get it darker. So it gives you that transition. Because I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure how you would do the light. I know like from that quarter scale Injustice Wonder Woman, the flames on there, it kind of flickers. Like you could do a flicker effect, but I don't know how a transition effects would be with a light unless it's like fiber optics or something. But I'm not an engineer at the factory, so I don't really know how they're going to tackle that. So Alan's right; it's very ambitious, but if they can nail it, could be the best one out there. Period.
Well, it'll be really cool.
Yeah, Marcos, what do you think? Marcos on Candy
I
Crush.
like it. No, my bad. I like it. Good companion piece for the dark side piece for sure. Yeah, that's all I'll say. It's a good little piece. Nothing crazy about it. Obviously, we need to see more, so that's another thing too. So yeah.
Do we know besides that, I mean, besides that custom piece, and I know I'm in the custom
Yeah.
world a lot. I deal with that a lot of stuff, and I think they're going to transition because they're new, and I think they're going to transition really well within that realm and world. But back to like, let's say for the licensed fans, the dark side that Prime One had brought out. Do you think they're going to piggyback off because their piece is a lot more comic based, right, than this dark side that we talked about? Do you think they might branch off if that dark side is successful enough? Because the size of it's pretty big, right? It's a big.
Yeah.
I think it's like 26 inches or something like that tall. Like I don't believe this evil Supergirl will go well with that piece. So do we believe maybe they might if this is successful enough?
It's tough to say, but
I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can even pull that up. Let's
Can you
see.
pull it up or no?
Yeah, I could try to pull it up. Let's see if it'll pop up here real quick. Well, there's the one we've been talking about. I'm trying to see if I can see that P1. This one's been all over the place. The other, oh, here it is. So let's pop that up and take a look at that one. Here we go, right there.
Yep.
So that's the Prime One dark side that they've introduced.
It's solid. It's not bad, but yeah, there you go.
You got, and you also got like 4 portraits on there. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, but when I look at the base and I look at Darkseid, it gives me more depth of comic.
Yeah.
Right, a comic vibe. It does look like it has more of a modern look to it, but it's still giving me a lot of a lot of comic vibes. I do like this portrait down here, the smirk with the glowing eyes. That one actually looks pretty decent. This one right here. Let's go over here. Zoom in, and looks like a lot of swap outs. It's got the mother box. It's got another control here. It's got his hand out. It's got that smirk. That's a good smirk. I like that. Well, there you go. Those are kind of all the portraits and all the items. So you do get 5 portraits. It looks like maybe a classic and a new 52. Is that what that looks like, Marcos? That top left one?
The top left is more New 52, but it's tough to say. It looks more artist interpretation. So I don't know.
Yeah. I know the bottom right looks like a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an interesting piece. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can see the style, the shape of the heads. So the far left one, far right one kind of have more of that classic, round shape instead of the oval. That's pretty cool too, with the lights on the eyes. Yeah. I'm trying to see if they got a scaling for it. I'm just curious of the size. There's a lot of pictures. Sorry. Oh, let's go back here. But anyways, so those are like the differences between the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll just piggyback off the show and kind of end it here soon. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Prime One, mediocre-ish, reveals were I think we're all hoping for more DC, at least here on the Western side for us. Alan, is there something you want to see from the next showcase from Prime One?
Well, I'd like to see them show a finished painted prototype on the dog alien, the Tell series dog alien.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Looking to see that, and I'd like to see them obviously finish up the Predator piece
Prey.
from Prey.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see a third scale Dutch from the first. I keep saying it. It's not going to happen.
Now you're reaching for
but-
stars.
I know. Well, I can hope.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that want that 1/3 Dutch. I think there's just I don't know why they're not really pulling the trigger on that. I mean, it could be
Licensing.
license,
That's what it is.
license and likeness. I don't know. I don't know why the legend Arnold is being stubborn. with that.
Arnie Terminator is like a big thing, obviously. So I don't know what it is with the. That's what
The Dutch.
Fox, obviously.
I mean,
Fox.
like PCS is doing the half scale Conan. So
Yeah.
I mean,
There you
a
go.
couple of his biggest, like
Yeah.
Dutch is probably maybe his other than the Terminator and stuff is his.
Yeah.
Maybe they never really thought about it very much.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody needs to write him a letter. Hey, Johnny, over there at Prime One. How about
I'm pretty sure they have. There's something else going on because
No
you
strap.
can't make that many Predator lines and not think of Dutch.
Yeah.
Right? You kind of have to.
At
I'm
least-
sorry.
Like I always say, at least Dylan. Goddamn. Like, can we get some fucking Carl Withers out here, bro? Like,
Yeah, both
right.
of them. Both of them.
Yeah,
You would
bro.
think maybe with Carl's, you would think they would do one because
Maybe it's his orders with Carl. You know.
They instead are going to surprise us with a matching piece for Alan's Berserker Predator with the Royce that we all needed, the pianist, jacked up pianist from Predators. That's the actual one we've always wanted.
So
Yeah, I'd love to see them do some of the colonial Marines from Aliens.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh man, you know how they do some of those diorama ones?
Mhm.
Just give
Yeah.
us one large diorama that's got. Well, I would like to see. Yeah, give us Hicks, Hudson, and Vasquez with her
Yes.
smart gun.
Yep.
Those three together. I'd be
I
good.
hear about that like immediately.
Yeah, like that would be where even if some of the base part and stuff is similar, where you could stick it with Ripley or
Mhm.
something, the quarter scale, like that would be just put those three together in some kind of diorama like that while they're like moving through the reactor levels. Like that would be perfect.
I would still like to see an engineer, like a good engineer from Prime One. I think that would be cool. I like the engineer. I thought they were cool.
Yeah, just give me a third scale wolf, man. That would be the one bro, man. That's Predator I want like more than anyone. I will.
Like I said,
Unless he's like $4,000 or something.
Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah,
I would get that. That's what stopped me from trying to get like
I said, the
out
Wolf Predator. The only thing that kind of sucks about him is like he like soloed like 7 aliens by himself, which should not happen, obviously. So he was very much a lore breaker for sure with how he handled himself in Alien versus Predator for sure. But he has a cool design though. Cool design. So
I must forget all the 5,000 aliens I cut to pieces in Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. Is that even
As a
canon?
young
I don't
blood.
think Alien vs Predator is even canon, is it?
Well, the movies are not.
they said
definitely
after
not.
like, fuck this shit, like this is not canon. But dude, like not the Predators, but what's the movie that Shane Black directed? It's the Predator, right?
Predator.
The Predators.
That
Yeah.
is one of the worst
hate that
fucking
movie.
movies of all time. Like, he makes. I think Shane Black is actually a very good director, but he makes Zack Snyder look like a fucking genius with that.
Yeah, no, they boy, the end of that movie, you had a choice between the Predator Man armor we got, an older Newt showing up, or like a masked Ripley being in that stupid thing at the end. That was the 3 endings they shot, and all of them had you going, One you made you want to punch yourself out, which was the stupid Predator armor thing. The second would have had you going like, huh? And the third would have gone just like, time to get the headache medicine because you have a migraine.
I have a headache just thinking about
it. If there was ever we don't know how to end this movie, but we want to set up a sequel, like someone went back in time.
Well,
they wanted to combine the Predator with freaking Terminator.
Well, they kind of piggybacked off the Predators movie in the comics. So it kind of gives you a rough idea, but it still didn't answer really any questions.
No, dude.
Right. So if you if you watch the movie and you find the comics, it'll kind of tell you. I kind of briefly went through it and I was like, oh, that's what happened to them. Pretty much they're still stuck on a goddamn planet. Yep. It's like you just showed me more battles and they didn't really resolve anything. So
there we go.
It was just kind of like a real letdown because you get real curious. I think there was a short thing about Dutch also after what happened to him after, and there's a little comic, a little 6-page thing, or not page but volume thing about
because he became a playable character in the that Predators Hunting Grounds game.
Yep.
Right. So it's like they kind of they piggyback off it like to the comics, but they didn't really finish it. Like it's very unsolved mystery kind of. I'm like, I don't.
One of the few comics endings I ever saw is they did a series that was like picked up actually what was happening or redid kind of the original script for the fourth Terminator movie, Salvation, that actually showed the war and stuff and how that was supposed to end, because the main character who showed up in it was after the events of the movie, but that scientist who was played by Helen Bonham Carter, the one who was dying of cancer.
Yeah.
She pops up as the same type of Terminator class as Sam Worthington's character.
Yeah.
Without knowing what's going on, and it's actually showing the war for that time.
Right. They didn't Netflix just pop something up about Terminator?
Terminator
I didn't
Zero.
watch it. Yeah,
it's its own separate thing. It's pretty good though.
Okay, I gotta catch that. But what do you want to see, Lane, from the next Prime 1 showcase?
I want Wolf.
Just Wolf.
Well, I mostly buy DC stuff, so if there's no DC stuff, I statue-wise, that is pretty much what I've limited myself to, because I just want to really, really limit myself statue-wise to what I'm buying. Because I think in the last 20-some-odd years since I started collecting statues, I've either thrown out or sold all my statues at least 2 or 3 times, and I'm tired of doing that. Especially because I'm getting bigger stuff now.
Yeah.
The only other thing, I guess, like from the Prime 1 show, I might like to see is if they show any more Guyver stuff, because that was actually the one thing
you were excited.
That I saw from this thing, where I still am not going to get them, but I was actually like, damn, man, these are actually something I kind of want to see what the pricing of them is going to be. The Guyver 1 and then the female Guyver 2.
They should bring the Guyver on the bike.
Yeah,
Guyver on the bike would be cool.
Hey, man, if it means they might bring Arkenfeld and the other Zoolords possibly in and everything, I would probably be okay. Or Hyperzoanoid Team 5 or something like that.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no, just seeing those two. If they were going to show something more from Guyver, but I mean, we all would really like from the live action first movie that giant cockroach Mark Hamill face, Zoonoid. That would be at the top of our list.
Yeah.
I don't know, anime wise, I can't think of really too much. It'd be more. It's like when I saw that Gurren Lagann at the last one that would have been up for pre-order a little earlier this year. I thought that piece was really great because I love Gurren Lagann. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I guess from what they are going to show, I want to see the Prey Predator, even though I know I'm not a fan of Prey, that Predator very much, but I want to see what it looks like. And then just what are they going to do for Resident Evil 4? Or what else? Should I correct that? What else are they going to do from Resident Evil 4, since they already did the giant vampire lady?
Yeah. What's her name?
Lady Damascu.
Damascu. Yeah.
Maybe they'll do her daughters or something to support pieces.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, but don't they all look alike?
Well, they all look like they're wearing bags over their heads. So, I mean,
Marcos, what do you want to see, Marcos, on the showcase?
So I hope they show DC next time, because like we saw last time, they needed some DC.
They've said they're none coming though. I think
DC,
this showcase is zero.
DC, at least something DC. I'm happy they showed what's called Ninja Scroll. That was cool. That was awesome. Demon Slayer for sure because they teased this so long ago. So like, let's see something.
Yeah,
Something
yeah, I
first.
agree
With
with
the
that one.
movies coming and stuff, it feels like the time
Yeah.
if they're gonna
Some
like
type
really
of-
do something, do it.
Some type of progress on that. Damn, I had a couple others in my mind. Damn. No, I actually had
It's
some really good it's kind of pissed me off, but Prey obviously. But I had some actually like some legit good ones that we didn't talk about earlier, but
Yeah, I got some in my mind.
no, it's fine. But like, Demon Slayer obviously is a big one for me. Yeah, but other than that, I have other things.
They have to do Demon Slayer justice though. It's got to be done right. They can't just
It's
do.
been right for sure. Damn, I had some other good ones though. I'm sorry about that, people. But
No, you're good. You're good. So for me, pretty much it would be God of War. I got to
Yeah.
see what's going on with God of War. I'm with Lane on Resident Evil. Like, give me something really good with Resident Evil, please.
They
Right
did
now,
a
Resident.
good job with Evil 3 remake. You
They
know,
did. They
your
did with
Valentine and
Nemesis. Yeah.
Nemesis. They did.
Yeah,
a good
Nemesis
job.
is a masterpiece. That's a masterpiece. Yeah, so God of War, Resident Evil, Prey, of course. That's something I really, really want to see. And hopefully they show that Riddler. Man, I'm like really curious because I really want to see
That's
it good.
probably the one DC I would, if they would show just at least
Yes,
one.
agree.
Even if it's not coming exactly soon, just let us see.
We don't need to see
what
about
it looks.
Give us some type of
Let us see what he looks like. Is he sitting? Is he standing? So we just have a better idea of what's going on with him. But supposedly they're all on hold. So
yeah, I don't. Yeah, those are kind of like the ones I want to see. I mean, they showed some stuff. You know, God of War for sure should be epic. I know they showed the Lucy. We didn't talk about the Lucy, the Cyberpunk. I love that anime or that whatever you want to call it,
the
animation.
Edge Runner, the anime.
The Edge Runner. I just don't like what Prime One showed. I don't really like the three of them like that. Like Lucy looks cool, but Rebecca's my girl, and I just didn't like the way they put her on the table like that. It's just not.
Is some sort of big goofy diorama thing.
Yeah, it was a big goofy diorama. I know they showed One Piece, the Saitama, the diorama thing. It was okay. I like mine from Sume Art much better. It was okay, just not for me. And I think that's it, man. I mean, just really those pieces I want to see. Hopefully they do show it. I know they don't want to do DC, but they do have some sneaky DCs behind the door there, and that Riddler, man. I think that's what everybody really wants to push for. As long as it's not Arkham. If it's not Arkham, please don't let it be Arkham. I just don't want.
No, it's not that person.
Well, the Arkham Riddler is one of the worst costumes he's ever had. So
I'm not. Yeah, they could do a full comic with updates, like modernize it, and I'd be super happy.
Just base it off his Hush look. It doesn't have to.
Right. Yeah. Base it off his Hush, and please don't let
They need to show that. They need to show that because Sideshow has a quarter scale. That's going to be one of those things.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I think for the because there's a certain number of people who are going to want the Riddler.
I don't want to see it.
One that's fewer.
I don't want to see it on a throne. You don't need to sit on a chair. Okay, we already got Jokers doing that. Okay, just something cool, something standing, has his cane.
Shouldn't he? If he was just standing forward, grinning, maybe with he's holding up a note with supposed to be a riddle so they actually put some detail in
something
where he's got his cane or something like that, and he's leaning forward on it a little bit,
right?
Or something where he's standing up, or he's kind of like this with his cane in his hand. Even if taking inspiration from some posing from fucking Jim Carrey. Or something, not pelvic thrusting, but but where it's that kind of look he had, where he's holding a question cane or something like that, and he kind of just like a, hey, riddle me this, Batman kind of pose. That's what probably a lot of people would like, just to see him standing in a little bit of motion, and he's like kind of trying.
And it doesn't have to be too much. It could be like Tweeterhead's Two-Face. It could be like Tweeterhead's Two-Face. That's a great piece. Chad did a great job on that piece. I love that piece. I think it's awesome. So Riddler can be kind of the same, maybe a little bit more, which is fine. Whatever DC wants to do, but I think that's the biggest one for me. So hopefully the next showcase,
Show it
they
before Sideshow does though, because I think that's
yeah,
gonna
I
be
think
whoever
Sideshow.
showed that first is gonna have the inside track, even
I
though they're
think I
different
think
scales.
Sideshow will, if they do their October thing and they show it, I think they're gonna have a leg up for sure. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. But we are at the 210 mark. I want to thank everybody in the chat for participating, coming in and enjoying our very, very long.
Alan, what he thinks? I don't know if Alan's gone yet.
Alan's gone, you've gone, Lane's gone, I've gone.
Oh, stupid. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. But I just kind of want to apologize to the chat for the hour-long anime session, because even
Never
Alan
apologize.
was like, "Come on, guys, I can't keep up."
Never
Ryan,
apologize for anime.
Michael Reyes, thanks for joining. FBJ, nice guy. Cypher was on there. I don't know who else is on there. I know people are backing out. But thank you again for tuning in to ASV Collectibles. If you like the chat and us just BSing every night with the shenanigans,
Yep.
Please subscribe, like, tell a friend, and we'll keep doing this as many Saturdays as my wife will let me. Because I got to get up at 4 a.m. It's like 9:30, so eventually I got to go to bed.
I just gotta say, I almost thought when Mr. Allen was trying to bring us back for the anime train, I just wish I had like pulled up on YouTube where I could have just started like the $1 Million Man's music so we could hear his evil laugh there. Just as Alan was going crazy, it's just like that playing.
Yeah.
Would have been perfect.
I want to thank you, Lane, for joining. Marcos, thank you again for admitting with me, and Alan, thank you also for taking your time. I know you guys are in a different state, so it's a little later for you. We will next Saturday. Hopefully, I already get something in. I should be getting some piece. I've been itching to do a live unboxing, so if it's not that Proto Parasite, I will be picking something up for Michael Reyes. Actually, I'm on my way to Nevada, and apparently there's a piece there I need to pick up for him. So we'll be doing that unboxing for that. So can't wait for that. So like I said, you guys tune in, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. I'll try to update as soon as possible for everybody. And thank you very much for joining ASV Collectibles, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace out, baby.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.